They say gaming is easy. They say this is not a job. They say it's a waste of time. But we kept at it. Got better. We grinded, leveled up, and conquered. We are gamers. We are the ESL India Premiership, powered by Omen by HP.
Guy's out. Decoy.
That was beast.
Game, record, and stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
The ESL India Premiership 2018 has 3 seasons: summer, fall, and winter. The summer season takes place from April to June, while the fall season runs from July to September. Finally, the winter season takes place from October to December. Coming to tournament formats, each season is divided into 3 tiers: the professional tier, the Master League; the semi-professional tier, the Challenger Series; the Open tier, the Starter Cups. Moving on to the frequency, every season in the ESL India Premiership 2018 will see 1 Master League, 3 Challenger Series, and 3 Starter Cups. The Masters League now hosts 12 teams and players. Meanwhile, the Challenger Series has 8 contestants and follows a double elimination format. Finally, the Starter Cups are now limited to only 128 participants, so make sure you register for the Premiership now. Once you register for the Starter Cup 1, you'll have to fight your way to the top. At the end of the phase, you will get promoted to the Challenger Series 1. You should try and maintain your position in the Challenger Series 1, 2, and 3. But this is no easy task. At the end of every phase, the bottom 2 contestants are dropped out. They are replaced by the top teams from the Starter Cups. Those who succeed in the Challenger Series are rewarded with promotion to the Master League. The top 4 teams will proceed to play in the next season's Masters League. Meanwhile, the Master League runs uninterrupted until the end of the season. The 12 champions will constantly try to establish their dominance over the others. But at the end of a season, the bottom 4 teams are relegated to the Challenger Series, while the top 4 play at the LAN finale for the top prize. ESL India Premiership 2018 begins in April. The registrations are on, so make sure you sign up now.
Turn around 3 times. Start shooting.
This is the first ever Omen X laptop for gamers that go to extremes. Gear up with the machine designed for total domination and engineered for gaming in stunning 4K. Equipped with the latest Intel Core processors, it gives you the power to be relentless. With a 17.3-inch diagonal screen and desktop-class graphics, you get maximum performance to be victorious anywhere. With multiple fans and large exhaust vents, heat is transferred away from critical components for dynamic overclocking. Ramp up boot times, game loading, and overall system responsiveness with optional RAID 0 SSD configurability. An RGB LED backlit mechanical keyboard lets you program each individually lit key to create customized key maps that switch seamlessly between games. With 2.5mm travel and in-key rollover, you can take out your competition with more accuracy and precision. Designed for extreme immersion, DTS Headphone X technology comes built in for surround sound experience that puts you right in the middle of the action. With the addition of a VR headset, gamers can step inside a completely immersive world for an elevated gaming experience. Single panel access to key components makes serviceability and upgrading easy, so you won't be sidelined or held back on your road to supremacy. It has a brushed aluminum finish on an armor-like chassis. A jet fighter-like construction with hidden lift hinges ensures you're always at the ready. And with striking lighting effects and see-through window to components, others will know too. Unleash your fiercest gameplay anywhere with the extreme performance of the new Omen X laptop.
Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of the ESL India Premiership 2018 Summer Seasons' Masters League. Yes, and it has been brought to you by our combined efforts, because Northern Gaming is presenting it to you along with ESL India.
With all our powers combined, we have ESL India Premiership.
No, with all your powers combined, you have plopped me in front of a desk. You're like, do this, go YOLO. No, but there are big names also backing us up. People who have relentlessly provided efforts to better and up the ante when it comes to esports. I'm talking about Omen by HP, HyperX, Intel, brands which are totally solidifying the esports foundation in the country. Now, moving on, I'm your host, Vagish Gotslebhan, as you might have read before earlier in that small Aston bar. It's a mighty surprise that it took a wedding of our production head, Kunal Kesing, and 4 weeks by the trainee to change my name from Vagish God 5 to Vagish Gotslebhan.
I thought it was God's.
No, it was God Slayer. Apparently, Kunal is a chicken when it comes to the fact that, hey, people are going to feel offended. How can you say God Slayer in India? Ha ha ha, Kunal. All right, joining me is none other than my co-host and analyst for CR. Sir, how are you, sir?
Very good, very good.
Sir, my visiting card, sir. 1 second, yes. I will give my visiting card.
No, listen.
Okay.
Let's get through the day first.
Yeah, let's start the day. Actually, I will give my visiting card later to Gautam. Actually, he only got my visiting card made. On that note, let's put names to the faces of the two contenders we have at the first game today. That's Clash Royale, the best of 5. We are talking about Mukul 8-bit Archel. All right, that's Mukul 8-bit Archel, our winner from the winter season finale last year.
Yes.
Sadly, I wasn't there. Gautam, you were there heading the production. I wasn't there. I was dying.
You were there for the last
like
day.
3 hours.
Yes, you were there for a few hours during the Kariminati session.
Yes.
And
how can I forget?
Somehow you managed, even though you were really unwell, you managed to get through that 2 hours of activity. It was nice. It was nice to see how Mukul performed and how he actually came from the lower loser bracket and won the event. He beat the likes of Mridmoy Lakar, he beat Sarandeep, actually ended up beating Arpan also. So he beat a lot of great players to win the last year's winter finale. So definitely a great player so far also. So never count him down. With the current standing, I don't know where he is, but he will be doing pretty well this year. However, the competition...
Yeah, how well? That is the question.
Competition has really heated up by this year because a lot more people know about Clash Royale. A lot of people understand the game much better. And we have the likes of Beast sitting on #1.
Yeah, man, that guy is totally like killing it. He's living up to his name, Station Beast Joshi. Oh my God. Like he goes YOLO. Like you obviously, you've casted so many classes. You see his gameplay, you're like, what? What is he doing? It's like Pearl Harbor all over again. Like he's sending kamikaze troops. Like he knows they're gonna die. He knows the troops are going to like eventually fade away into nothingness. But he's at it. He's like, over my dead body, I'm going to stop this push.
Yeah, the thing is, what we see from Beast a lot this year is how well he defends. And that's been his key proposal on the game, is the fact that he knows how to defend. He defends against anything. Anything you throw at him, he'll defend really well. He'll use a lot of cheap units to defend, and then use minor poison. Anything that you hand him, he does really well with it.
But it's very interesting to note. Angie and me were also contemplating upon it, about his gameplay and gameplay style. We realized that his actual attack always comes when the last 60 seconds of the game is remaining, because the double elixir, all his decks, if you go through all his previous games, all his decks are facilitating and are meant for that double elixir. All he's doing till that 1 minute countdown is just defend, minor push. The moment it's that into 2, he's out there. He's killing whatever is in sight.
Yeah, that's with the extra elixir coming in after when there's 60 seconds left on the clock. There's so much you can do. So much potential is unlocked at that point. So people use it really well. But today, however, we have 8-bit Mukul going against Kamil.
Shadab, Kamil Khan. Oh, again, you weren't here, Gautam bhai. Apparently, it took an announcement from me to tell our production head, Kunal and Saurav, that, hey, buddy, his name is Shadab Khan, not Kamil Khan.
I think there must be some confusion there. So, anyway, why don't we look at our second player, Bhagish?
Okay, so yeah, sure. Let's have a look at Shadab Kamil Khan, which the production also tells me requested himself that, hey, put my name as Kamil Khan. I refuse to believe it. Shadab. All right, that's Shadab Kamil Khan, which the production, like I said before we headed off into the video, pretends to believe that, hey, he asked us to put his name as Kamil Khan. Please mark the word pretend. Moving on. Gautam.
I would really at this point like to see the standings, if you can get the standings.
Oh, yeah, sure. Let's.
Apparently standings are not up to date at the moment.
Okay,
might confuse us. I really wanted to look at how these guys stand on the standings. But however, we don't have standings right now. So why don't we move into the player cards and look at what their favorite cards are.
Oh, sure. I mean, Bandits, Kamil's favorite card, Hog Riders, 8-bit Mukul's. Both of them have quite some difference when it comes to the number of matches they've played. There are 8,200 matches played by Kamil, 13,400 matches played by Mukul 8-bit Archer. It's very interesting to note that the amount of wins they have received are also pretty much different. Like, Mukul's absolutely got double the number of wins in terms of the games they've played. But
he's also played a lot of games.
Yeah, he's also played a lot of games, so that automatically gets discounted. But what's interesting is the highest trophy count they've reached. 5581 for 8-bit Mukul and 4500, 45 or 46? 4605.
So the thing is, another interesting thing to note here is how all the Masters League players are kind of sitting between 4,000 to 4,500.
Yeah, they're all losing trophies, man.
No, it's not that. It's just the point is that to be the best in the country is not all about that number. You know, it's not about reaching that 6,000 trophy count, that really high number. You just need to be above 4,000. Apparently, that's where the best players are currently sitting. So
really, is that so?
It is so. So the competitive gameplay compared to the ladder, it's completely different. So on the ladder, you know, what is the level of your cards? That really comes into the effect. But on the tournament standard decks, it doesn't matter how much level it is, because the tournament match equalizes the level of the card. So if you have a level 3 unit, I'll also have a level 3 unit.
Yeah, sure.
It's like a standard. Even if I have like a level 1 unit, but during the match,
it'll be level 9.
It'll be the same level.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter.
So it really comes down to how well you play at that point.
I'm slowly reaching the 3K mark. I've reached 2,500.
Good job.
Relentless playing. In fact, while we're talking about relentless, let's look at what will be relented now in terms of the banned cards.
Yeah,
what's not going to be seen in the game. Goblin Barrel and Minion Horde is other cards which have been banned there. Kamil's banned Minion Horde. Goblin Barrel's been banned by 8-bit.
Yep.
Both are nasty cards. Both, like, I hate the Goblin Barrel. I have lost so many trophies in my own games. Like, I know that, okay, my Princess Tower is like at, what, 250 health. And I'm like, my Valkyrie is just going there. Like, 3 swipes down the line, I'm winning this game. Nothing. Suddenly, from out of the blue, there's a barrel coming out. And it's like, you hit that point in the game during the double elixir rush when you throw everything you have just to, secure a victory. You get, it's desperation, right?
Yeah.
My desperation is such that I throw Valkyrie. I have no elixir. My elixir is rebooting itself, and suddenly in that spur of helplessness, I see a barrel coming down, and all I can do is like, stop, please stop. But nothing. Production says दर्द हो रहा है, बहुत दर्द होता है. Production ऐसे मामलों में बहुत दर्द होता है. This is where you start hating. This is the reason why I uninstalled the game 5 times before installing the 6th time. I couldn't resist.
But look at this now. Look at your MMR now. Your
trophy count.
Look at that. It's 2,500, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
this is the highest you have ever been so far, and you're climbing the ladder. You're addicted to it now, and once you get into it, it pulls you in.
So happy you feel when you use that word addicted. No? I love it. I love it, man.
Well, I didn't use magnetics. So.
All right. So now we know the banned cards there. We now know the players. What are we waiting for?
Yeah, let's get into the game. We'll actually be casting from this desk only, so you'll be seeing us in and out.
Yeah, we'll be here.
All right, so here we are with this game 1 of Best of 5 between Mukul and Kamil. Again, great players. Both of them are great players, and this is going to be a great game. We've been seeing a lot of Goblin Hut coming out. It's very tanky building. It works really well as a defensive building. Plus those spawns of those goblins coming out really help.
Yeah, there's constant harassment coming your way. I mean, I like the fact that Kamil is literally using his buildings to garner some kind of chip damage, as in when he can get some chip damage, which is great.
Yeah, and if you look at Camille's deck right now, it's going to be a lot of defensive units, buildings and defensive units. And his goal at the end of the day is simple: minor chip, poison, minor chip damage. He is going to be just dropping his minor and a poison alongside and trying to do as much damage as he can to Mukul. However, not looking at Mukul's card right now, he has a lot of offensive units available to him.
But he has some great offensive units too. I mean, I personally, after seeing, I think it was Shadab's game, or I think it was Saif's game where I saw, yeah, it was Saif Patel versus Manmohan's game, where this guy used a bandit. Dude, that guy was absolutely killing it. The bandit just went from like Crown Tower to a unit, then again to a unit. It was like zigzag. It's like flash speed.
Yeah.
And every time it hit like half health.
Now here's the thing. Now Mukul needs to figure out how is he gonna cross the barrier of 2 buildings. The 2 building cards that Kamil is using, because every time he puts down his bridge spam deck that he has, he'll always be countered by a building there. And both the buildings are fairly tanky, so he needs to figure out how to make his way through that. Now, he's put the ram on the right-hand side, and immediately Royal Guards come out. Fireballs come to help, but look at that, not able to break through. He'll have a lot of hard time breaking through this, across the whole game. And if I'm in Mukul's shoes right now, I'll be a little worried and that how am I going to do damage to my opponent.
Like, I think if I can add something to this, I can only say that Mukul needs to totally forget about pushing right now and focus solely on defending.
Yeah, but if he keeps defending this, absolutely, he doesn't have much to push with right now. And look at the cards that he has. He needs to figure out how to get across that river and hit the tower. And now we can slowly see he's slowly getting overwhelmed here. There's so many units spawning, and here comes the poison.
Poison's too made his way.
And Miner's coming out right now. Here you go, Miner's also out, and this is looking like
this tower's gonna go down like July of 4.
Yeah, and there you go. And that is Mukul losing the first game of this best of 5. 1-0 in favor of Kamil, by the way. And this is where we got to see how Kamil set up his deck to be purely defensive. You know, he doesn't want to mess around. He doesn't want to take the risk. He's like, I'm going to defend everything that's coming at me. And all I'm using is 2 cards. He's using his Miner and his Poison to try and finish
and
the
just
game.
Add insult to injury with the spear goblins.
Yeah, and in total, remember, he has 5 minutes. He has 2 minutes and then another 3 minutes of overtime. He has plenty of time to get it done. Double elixir time. He's going to keep more and more buildings down. And Mukul just could not break through that such a defensive build to do damage to Kamil's tower. And hence, it's just overtime. As the time went along, he kept losing health, whether it be poison, whether to be a minor chip. Actually, Kamil also got a few hits on the tower in also. So it just didn't work. Mukul just did not have the answer there. I think it's more of a deck problem. So altogether. So
all
why
right,
don't we?
Second game then. I think
sure,
we need the second game to get a better grip on what's happening here.
Yeah. So game 2 of this best of 5. Again, same player. If we talk a bit more about the bans, it's interesting to see the Goblin Barrel ban. It's a good ban to have. I don't see why the Minion Horde is banned.
Yeah, I mean, if usually I see a Golem getting banned, I think the Dark Prince should have been banned by Kamil more than the Minion Horde, because I believe Mukul 8-bit Archer to be quite a fan of Dark Prince.
Yeah, and here we go. So a big push coming across. You see the flying
that goblin.
The flying barrel there will make it across. And however, a nice skeleton zap coming in, taking it down. Poison's also out. Both the guys have made some changes to the deck. Kamil again has a P.E.K.K.A. in his deck, and if you look at Mukul's deck, it's fairly. It's a fairly cheap deck. Kamil most probably is going to be holding on to that P.E.K.K.A. for a defensive push.
Yeah, I totally believe the P.E.K.K.A. is going to be held for the double elixir time.
Yeah.
Because that's, it's going to make it very easy for Kamil to make a push forward in the double elixir. And plus, if that happens during the double elixir, everybody is going to be thrown to the P.E.K.K.A.'s way, so that the P.E.K.K.A. is like stopped.
P.E.K.K.A., just like the last game, this game is also P.E.K.K.A. is simply there to defend.
Yeah.
If this was his answer to if something crazy comes on the battlefield, if a golem comes or a giant comes, P.E.K.K.A. is there. He's most likely won't be using the P.E.K.K.A. much, because he'll need to be able to debuild all these units that are coming out. But at the end, Kamil's, what is his main goal? Again, poison and miner. He's going to try and chip his opponent down. Will the bandit connect? No, bandit nicely distracted there, will be taken care of.
That golem, ice golem.
But compared to last game, Mukul has the kill potential this time. He has the flying barrel, the flying skeleton barrel. He has a poison also. And that misplacement of the Dart Goblin will cost him. The Dart Goblin was absolute waste of elixir. And again, another zap coming out thanks to that Electro Wizard to take down the skeletons that came out of the battle. So again, not the ideal trades going in his direction. Still, he's holding strong. The game is not out of hand, and the miner is going to be again causing some problems there. The chip is there. It's a fairly slow chip, by the way. But well, let's see how. We have plenty of time. We are already 25 seconds left into the round. We have 3 minutes of overtime coming up. We're going to see who is going to outlast their opponent and get some chip damage done. The minions at the bottom have connected. Got some damage in there to the Mukul's tower. And again, over and over again, that miner keeps coming out and consistently keeps doing more and more damage. That tower is now close to 1000 HP. So,
it's gonna go down. It's gone into triple digits now. It's 994 HP.
And these trades are just working out for Kamil. However, now Mukul answering with his own miner and poison, bringing his opponent's tower down to 900 health also. So now it's a battle of who is going to come out ahead. Both the guys are using very, very similar strategies. However, Mukul has the potential because remember, Kamil is still holding on to that P.E.K.K.A, which he cannot see a situation in where he can use that P.E.K.K.A right now. So he's playing with 3 cards. Again, a poison miner coming out on the left, and Mukul is now trying.
I think that P.E.K.K.A is going to be out in the last 1 minute when the gold rush push happens. That's the moment the P.E.K.K.A is going to be released, according to me, I believe. Because then if Kamil releases that P.E.K.K.A down the line, all Mukul has to do is throw everything he has to stop that gosh darn P.E.K.K.A.
Yeah, I think Mukul has a slight advantage because he can cycle his poison and miner right about now. But oh, that miner distracted so well, not able to get a lot of damage in thanks to the Electro Visit. Now this is the time where Kamil has to close the game, and there you go. He's going to be pushing for
what a timing! What time?
Yes, and Miner nicely distracted there, but will switch over to the tower. No, 154 health left. This has come very close. Will we see poison coming out? Can poison close this game?
This 70. Okay, this is done.
Oh, missed. Oh, yes.
Oh, okay.
This is that came super close.
That was so close.
As the score comes out, you can see Mukul is ahead. 1-1 is now the score. And that was quite a crazy game between these top tier players, by the way. And we saw how the strategy was breaking down there, by the way. And I think having that P.E.K.K.A sitting in his deck the whole time, remember, it was taking a slot of his at all times. And there was no situation for him to use a P.E.K.K.A because the moment he drops down an expensive 7 elixir P.E.K.K.A down, his opponent would have had so much time to counter either in the other lane or make something happen. So anyways, let's go into game 3 because this is getting heated up now.
Let's do that.
All right. Game 3 between Kamil and Mukul. Score evened up 1-1. Vagish, what are your thoughts?
I believe Kamil's going to come back around this time.
This is a very tight game at the end of the day. And I agree with you. This is going to be a very back and forth game.
See, now the P.E.K.K.A is with the 8-bit Mukul.
It seems like whoever picks the P.E.K.K.A loses the game. and look at Kamil's units right now. If by any chance Mukul
and both
drops
of them
that
have
P.E.K.K.A,
pretty similar cards if you look at them in a way speaking. Just both of them released a bandit.
Both of them, of course, have a bandit. Bandit is one of those cards which should definitely receive a ban in the matches here. So I believe right now that Mukul will be in some trouble. And he is going to be facing a lot of damage on the towers because he just does not... It seems like Kamil has the answer to all his units, by the way. Kamil is using a fairly low elixir deck.
Yeah, and so he's trying to go for the rush-based play rather than... Oh, sorry. I was thinking that you were about to speak something. So he's going for the rush-based push rather than a more defensive outlook.
Kamil is doing. So in Mukul with his expensive card is now going to be holding on to that P.E.K.K.A the whole time. And remember that out of the 4 cards...
Hold that thought. 1 second. Did the bandit come from the left Crown Princess Tower and go to the right? How is that possible?
Anything is possible.
I just saw the bandit cross lanes and then go back to the original lane. How is that possible?
It's okay. Now listen,
wow.
1 minute and 20 seconds left on the clock here. Mukul already has lost a tower.
And we see the P.E.K.K.A.
And finally he's put down the P.E.K.K.A. Kamil can answer in the opposite lane, by the way. He can completely push. That's exactly what he does. He's pushing the other lane. He's looking at the weaknesses of his opponent. He pushed the P.E.K.K.A, but he's only dropping just the ram. The ram does connect, does do the initial bit of damage. And this P.E.K.K.A, this Electro Visit has been taken care of, which is good, but
P.E.K.K.A is not going to make it.
P.E.K.K.A might not. Yes, he's not going to make it. Distracted, very well distracted by Kamil there, and he's defended really well this push, by the way. So congratulations to him. 45 seconds left on the clock. Mukul has Electro Visit, and if he could put out another combo, he might be able to close this game. But look at the time. He does not have time left. With 30 seconds left on the clock. He needs to make something happen. The miner does not do enough damage to close this game. And as we go along, as the timer is clicking away, there is nothing much that he can do. This is going to be game over very, very soon. And
in
Kamil
around 15 seconds, the fate of this game is going to be decided whether it's going to be Kamil or whether it should be 8-bit Mukul's last 10-second push, which I doubt is going to make way. 1300 HP is too much to reduce the miner and a poison. This game is done and dusted. This is a Kamil game.
Yeah, and 2-1 is the score in favor of Kamil. Again, it just came down to the fact that does he have the right units? And my prediction came true where it's like, okay, you have a P.E.K.K.A, you can lose the game. Simply because the other, your opponent is using such a low elixir deck, he can do so much. He can bring so much down.
Again, Workaholic. See, it's all limited to the fact that A, what situation are you releasing the P.E.K.K.A in? B, what's the current time period of the game? I mean, if it's a double elixir time, you don't need to worry about the elixir. You're generating elixir twice the speed.
Yeah, but remember your opponent is also generating.
Sure, but then again, the opponent has a choice whether to stop that gosh darn train coming in slowly down their Crown Princess Tower, because if they do not, see, this has happened so many times. If you ignore the P.E.K.K.A till a good amount of time, you're ignoring the fact that that's a train waiting to hit your tower. If you allow till any last moment that P.E.K.K.A to hit your tower, you're done and dusted.
Yeah, of course.
So again, so the choice lies with the defender then, whether to stop that P.E.K.K.A in the track or whether to start pushing from the side you already have. Now, in this case, the Inferno Dragon, I believe, is a great counter to a P.E.K.K.A or a heavy hitter like a Golem, because the longer the Inferno Dragon stays, the greater the damage, right?
Yeah.
That's the math behind them. So I believe that Inferno Dragon was really sorted, but the Electro Wizard was very well placed by Mukul. I believe the Electro Wizard could have been utilized further, but it was not utilized to its full potential.
Actually, Kamil had the right answer for the Electro Wizard. He threw a fireball on him immediately.
But that was only during the VRs when the P.E.K.K.A got released. He could have thrown the fireball before also to stop any push, but he chose to. Think about it. In desperation, Kamil threw the fireball because he knew that if that Electro Wizard is allowed to survive, his P.E.K.K.A is gonna go and barge in that defense and break the tower down.
Yeah, of course.
That was the need of the hour. Otherwise, the fireball had just used to stop a rush.
That's why he won the game.
Yeah, I mean, he won the game there. Yeah. I'm just giving my own analysis on that. Oh, damn, now I know what Gautam, Angela, and Mamba go through every single time, the analyzing. All right, we're starting with the game 4 here. I see bats in 8-bit Mukul's deck here. I see the bats. I see. Now I don't know whether it's a part of the new meta now, but I've not seen the mortar in quite some time.
Yeah, we don't see a lot of mortar, by the way, but we've seen great success with mortar decks.
Is it a good card to play?
Yes, it is. And now look at this. He can use that mortar to defend all the pushes that are going to be coming towards his side of the map. And remember, it's an AoE damage, so it destroys all the units that are bunched up together. And we're going to see firsthand here now how much damage a mortar can bring. Look at that, and it's completely defending the tower on the right very well. Of course, mortar cannot hit the air. And mortar is very slow. So
it's slow. By the time the boulder reaches you, you must have moved ahead. Yeah, I think mortar is a good way to counter a giant, probably.
Wow, look at that. What was going on there? There was a miner or something also spawning there. This is some weird stuff. However, remember, if he can offensively place a mortar, it can start hitting the tower also.
Yeah, it started hitting the what do you call it? I forgot. What's the name of? Oh, so many units.
Furnace.
The furnace, yes, where the fire spirits come from. Dang.
And so remember, now he has a card to take care of the furnace, whether it be the Goblin Hut. He has so much available to him to take care of this. This game is now a slightly changed version of Game 1.
Yeah, it's just like remix.
Yeah, so what Mukul has made that small change with the, what's it called, the mortar there to counter Kamil's spawner deck now. And we're going to see firsthand how this works out in his favor. Is this going to be a proper game, or are we going to see this going into an overtime?
Wow, both of them are like minor addicts, dude.
And Miner is that card, you know, it's that end game card for them. They want to finish the game thanks to the Miner. They want to push that Miner. They want Miner to hit the tower and get some damage in. They also have access to poison, which they want to use. But poison, Kamil's poison is helping him out so much. Remember, the skeletons spawn. They also get taken out fairly quickly. But few skeletons actually survive. They're doing a lot of damage to that tower, bringing it down to 800.
That was the Miner there.
No, there was 2 skeletons in the
also?
front. Yes.
Okay. So they made their way outside the poison.
Yes, so Miner alone would have, of course, done some damage, but thanks to the fact that 2 Skellies there did just added to the DPS by the way. These little skellies with the little arm stabbing at the cemented tower.
Like little Lokis.
Yeah, and Poison again coming in a bit more, it's a bit better placed Poison this time. So again, a miner alone, not able to do so much damage. He
But
did
enough.
Yeah,
not so much, but still enough.
Yeah, the job is done. Now, Kamil is behind and Mukul is in the lead. He just needs to cycle a few more miners again. However, this time Kamil is ready to take care of that miner. Did not let it touch
that rascal group.
But look at this, so many spawner buildings, so many units on the field. How will Mukul defend against this? There's so many units in his house right now. However, he's got the rascals, the miner also coming out. The miner Poison on the bottom left, uncontested completely. There are no units to defend that miner. Miner's doing full damage. However, while we were not looking, Mukul actually managed to close the game there. So good for him. 2-2 is the score right now. We are going
into game 5.
To the game 5, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a very close contested
final
match.
game, man. This is going to decide whether Shadab's going to go back home with a smile on his face or whether Mukul's going to be... I can visualize an 8-bit smile and it's creepy.
So let's see the 5th game of this best of 5. It's all come down to the wire here. And I'm super excited to get into the next match and see how this pans out for both the players.
True.
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
All
right, the game has begun. The final game, ladies and gentlemen. We see not much has changed in terms of the cards. I see Bandit, I see Miners. I see Rascals in Mukul's deck.
So Mukul is absolutely using the same deck. He's not changed the deck from the last game.
No, he hasn't.
He's a big fan of that deck and he's going to hold on to it. Kamil has made some changes to the deck. He actually got P.E.K.K.A. into his deck.
Do you think it's going to be Kamil victory?
A P.E.K.K.A. with an Electro Visit. Can 8-bit Mukul hold it off? I think he can, but this game at this level is just so much. It's such a high-level game. Anything can happen. Any small misplay can cost the game. Now, Poison is available, so this balloon will not be making it across, and he uses the Poison just at the right time so that he catches all the skeletons also, but the units have connected to the tower, bringing it down to 1800 health, Vagish.
Yeah, 1800 of HP. In terms of health remaining, still okay, decent enough damage. I won't count that as much. I mean, right now the concern for Kamil is the fact that he has a P.E.K.K.A. in his deck, which is a 7 elixir card, and it's going to take a lot of effort and a double elixir time to bring that P.E.K.K.A. down to fruition. I mean,
so the point is, at what point does he drop the P.E.K.K.A. down? At what point does he get value out of that P.E.K.K.A.? Because Mukul is going to be consistently pushing him. So I want to see now, Kamil has saved up a lot of elixir and he's fairly ahead there. I think he realizes he's fairly ahead. And the nice log coming out, clearing out a few of those
the miners connected.
And again, still ahead. Kamil is still ahead and nothing. He could set up a nice push here. Bandit coming out to clear that miner. Kamil still at least 3-4 elixir ahead there, by the way, because Poison just brings him a lot of value. A big push comes in and he just needs to put a Poison down to stop it. Now double elixir time is live and he's getting a lot of damage down on Mukul's tower there. And can Mukul make a comeback? Can Mukul actually drop his units down? Here we go, aggressive P.E.K.K.A. right in the face, and remember it's followed by an Eviz who's going to be bringing out a lot of damage over it. Poison also dropped offensively. Kamil is going all in there. The P.E.K.K.A. fairly low on the health, distracted again. So many units still alive and on the floor. The miner
the
also
Electro
coming out.
Wizard, everybody, the miner's been thrown. Everything's been flung at this tower.
Yes, and Mukul is taking so much damage. The miner is doing full amount of damage there, by the way. The tower brought down to mere
But the bats.
And look at this. Kamil got a great thing out of this.
I think this game is just a Poison away.
Yes, it is. And Kamil is going to take this game. There you go. The Poison comes out and the tower is fairly low already. And this is game over. And Kamil is going to take this game 3-2. We saw a great set of games there, by the way, by both these players. Both of them are super good players, by the way. They've played amazingly. And we personally got to see great Clash Royale.
I'm not, okay, so I'll tell you, truthfully, okay. My king level is still, I'm like halfway at, like, slightly more than halfway when it comes to king level. I'm at 7.
Yeah.
I cannot sadly participate in clan wars right now because I'm not 8. I don't have access to rascals. But the good thing is, in the
You're
meantime,
getting to learn so much, Vagish.
You know what I learned? I realized one thing. I took a leaf out of Sutishan Beast. The reason why I have like 2,500 trophies is because I realized Sutishan. I just made Sutishan my idol for a second. I'm like, okay, that guy has 2 troops at the max in his deck, which are like legendary or rare.
Yeah.
Everything else is just spam.
Yeah.
And when the double elixir happens, I realized, it's very funny to see. When the double, it's like a you've heard this term, no? Gold rush, right?
Yeah.
Everything like it happens like oh shit. It's like that, right? So I realized when that double elixir happens, if my average elixir usage is 3.3,
yeah,
in double elixir it is literally 1.5.
Yeah.
In a way speaking, I'm dropping cards like the 4th of July. The opposition has no idea. They release a P.E.K.K.A. I'm like, okay, sure, I won't take care of the P.E.K.K.A. Let you take my tower. But your king tower is gone along with the crown. I just throw everything. 8 elixir worth of units coming down. And the P.E.K.K.A. is like 8, moving, I'll come. By the time the P.E.K.K.A. reaches the river, I have 8 elixir again. And I have another long push to stop the P.E.K.K.A. So now the opposition is thinking, okay, I have to make this P.E.K.K.A. push, but I got to defend this. And the moment they make that mistake in the choice, I got to defend. That's when the other third rush, the surprise rush from the 1.5 average elixir comes in and takes the tower. And then they're like, okay, GG.
I would love to see a couple
of
games.
I think once when I retire from Nodwin, I'm going to definitely participate in the Masters League and prove my worth in Crash.
Masters League, Vagish, Masters.
I'm going to take part. I'm going to talk to Anup.
Masters League.
Excuse me, I have trophies which
you do realize you have to start from the starter league, then
I will speak to Anup
and
about
then
this.
make it to the Masters.
I will speak to Anup. Privileges. No, I'm just kidding. I'll start from the start, obviously. But ladies and gentlemen, this sums up today's fun-filled and action-packed Clash Royale game. Of course, you're watching this on the ESL India Premiership YouTube channel. Oh, wait, Gautam. Some of them can't watch it. Guess why?
Why?
Because they never press the subscribe button. Your loss. Please do not be like this. Press that subscribe button. Press that bell icon button. Bhai,
never miss a game.
46 days I have been telling these guys. I made Angie also tell them कि भैया चलो लड़के से नहीं सुन रहे हैं. Angie इतने प्यार से बोलेगी because she's a nice lady. Yeah. She likes talking to people nicely. I'm like चलो उनको लग रहा होगा भाई इतना मतलब बोल रहा है अजीब तरीके से. Angie प्यार से बोल देगी तो कर देंगे. नहीं सुनना ही नहीं है. गौतम भाई आप बोल दो ना एक दफे please.
Guys, do press the subscribe button and the bell icon to stay connected to all the matches that are happening daily. And remember, once the matches are done, the next day the VODs also come out. So if you want to follow a particular team or a player, you can always just search their name. You can search their name, you can see all their matches. And for the other budding pro players, if you want to see how the pros are playing right now, you can always just search their names and pull up all the games.
Yeah, totally. I mean, 46 days later, if me telling you this, Angie telling you this, and now Virkoholic telling you this, doesn't make you subscribe, I have zero idea what will make you subscribe. I mean, except the FIFA World Cup, which we will make a lot of references to. It's coming. But right now, we'll take a quick break here while I discuss football with Gautam Virkoholic Virk. And when we come back with CSGO. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is the ESL India Premiership 2018 Summer Seasons Masters League, brought to you by Omen by HP, HyperX and Intel, and presented to you by Nodwin Gaming and ESL India.
They say gaming is easy. They say this is not a job. They say it's a waste of time. But we kept at it. Got better. We grinded, leveled up, and conquered. hurt. We are gamers. We are the ESL India Premiership, powered by Omen by HP.
Yes, Royale.
The guy's out.
That was beast.
Game, record, and stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
The ESL India Premiership 2018 has 3 seasons: summer, fall, and winter. The summer season takes place from April to June, while the fall season runs from July to September. Finally, the winter season takes place from October to December. Coming to tournament formats, each season is divided into 3 tiers: the professional tier, the Master League; the semi-professional tier, the Challenger Series; the open tier, the Starter Cups. Moving on to the frequency, every season in the ESL India Premiership 2018 will see 1 Master League, 3 Challenger Series, and 3 Starter Cups. The Masters League now hosts 12 teams and players. Meanwhile, the Challenger Series has 8 contestants and follows a double elimination format. Finally, the Starter Cups are now limited to only 128 participants, so make sure you register for the Premiership now. Once you register for the Starter Cup 1, you'll have to fight your way to the top. At the end of the phase, you will get promoted to the Challenger Series 1. You should try and maintain your position in the Challenger Series 1, 2, and 3. But this is no easy task. At the end of every phase, the bottom 2 contestants are dropped out. They are replaced by the top teams from the Starter Cups. Those who succeed in the Challenger Series are rewarded with promotion to the Master League. The top 4 teams will proceed to play in the next season's Masters League. Meanwhile, the Master League runs uninterrupted until the end of the season. The 12 champions will constantly try to establish their dominance over the others. But at the end of a season, the bottom 4 teams are relegated to the Challenger Series, while the top 4 play at the Land Finale for the top prize. ESL India Premiership 2018 begins in April. The registrations are on. So make sure you sign up now.
Turn around 3 times. Start shooting.
This is the first ever Omen X laptop for gamers that go to extremes. Gear up with the machine designed for total domination and engineered for gaming in stunning 4K. Equipped with the latest Intel Core processors, it gives you the power to be relentless. With a 17.3-inch diagonal screen and desktop-class graphics, you get maximum performance to be victorious anywhere. With multiple fans and large exhaust vents, heat is transferred away from critical components.
We're back here in the studio of the ESL India Premiership 2018 Summer Season Masters League, where we are bringing you all your favorite games 6 to 9 p.m. every day, live, without any hiccups, unless and until production decides to take a short break and not come back after that short break. I'm just kidding. I just wanted to mess with production today, man. Just like good friends. So we have Counter-Strike Global Offensive today, ladies and gentlemen. We have an interesting game lined up for you guys. The reason why I'm using the term interesting is because both the teams who are going to be having a showdown today are literally awesome. One of the teams has managed to beat one of the top tier teams of the country in the Masters League itself. The other player from the other team has been, rumor has it, has been shortlisted for the Optic India Counter-Strike Global Offensive team. And that's a biggie. That's a biggie. I'm talking about this game which is impending today between Intencity Pune 5 and Malhar. So Mamba Senior joins me here today as the co-host and analyst. So Mamba, before I even throw it down to you, let's get done with the formalities. And after the formalities, we'll come back to you and get to hear what you have to say. Let's start off with the team introductions first. Let's start off with Intencity Pune 5. All right, that's Team Intencity Pune 5 for you, ladies and gentlemen. Literally, they're from Pune. I mean, I can't. The team name says Intencity Pune 5. I mean, Mama, you want to add on to that?
Well, again, you know, it has a promising line of talent in terms of players, and my only problem is if you can defeat a team like Entity Gaming, if you can show them the doors, why are you playing so bad against the other teams? Why cannot you get that consistency? And I did shed some light on it. The reason, no, it comes down to decision making, comes down to individual plays and individual decision making, because I think when you're in the Masters League, right, the basics as a team are already down there, so that is not an issue. Like if you're talking about trade fragging, fine, you know, certain teams are better at it, like 2 Easy, certain teams are not so good at it, but they are already down there. But it comes down to those individual plays, individual decisions as players in the team. I think that is something that is not on point for these guys, and that is the reason why they've not been able to come up with that sort of consistency, because in Counter-Strike, your aim is going to be inconsistent. You know, you have to take that fact with a pinch of salt. Some days you can have like incredible aim. Some days you're going to feel like you can't hit anything. I just said heat, but never mind. You can't hit anything. But it again comes down to decisions. So if you're consistent in your decisions, you'll always find yourself in an advantageous position while you're taking the fight. So I think that is something that these guys need to sort out.
All right. I hope they've sorted out whatever issues they have, including consistency and decision-making skills, because the team they're going to face is definitely figured that out for themselves. I'm talking about Team Malhar. All right, that's Team Anti-Dotenberg and gang there. One of the best toppers the country has managed to produce, Mamba.
Oh, that's true, and I like the fact that how the focus has shifted to Antidote now from PokerF. PokerF, by the way, I think out of all the 10 players on the server, is the guy who has played Counter-Strike for the most amount of time, and he was the guy. I remember Asia Esports Cup back in 2012. He was playing for NSD. He actually went out to represent India. So the focus shifting from him, I think that's something that's really interesting. But overall, I think this team is a much more balanced team. But again, on the leaderboard, they're actually sitting right below Intencity Pune 5.
All right, then let's quickly take a look at the map pick video and see what's in store for us. I'm pretty sure it's Inferno. I should just put money on it next time onwards. Well, just to let the reviewers know, Malhar's banned Overpass, Nuke, Dust 2, whereas Train, Mirage, Cash got banned by Intencity, left us with Inferno. Pretty strat-heavy game, pretty strat-based map there. I wonder how it's going to turn out, Moms.
It's going to be very close. It's going to be very, very close, unless they make very stupid mistakes.
Okay then, so let's head off into the game and see what's in store for us.
Yeah. Thank you, Mamba and Vagish. It is time for Intencity Pune 5 versus Malhar. It's going to be played on Inferno again, and I'm going to be your caster for the day. My name is Adi, and joining me today is a man whose favorite words are what, how, and alright. That man's name is Fet.
Actually, it's alrighty then. And the reason I say what and how so often is because Indian CS is rather perplexing. Would you not say so?
I would say so. And Malhar, in fact, has won the CD, well, won the knife and has started on the CD side. And we see Intencity Pune 5 going really, really fast into the mid to left position. Antidote is going to be the first point of contact. But it's Blackhawk who gets the kill from the arch position. And Antidote does finally chime in. But Proud, backstabbed by Caramel, almost whiffed it there. But he still manages to get the frag. It is a 3v3 now and the bomb is down.
And the thing is, there's not a single kit. Oh, nice shot. Nice couple of shots. Now it's Shabby in a 1v3. Doesn't have a kit, so needs to hurry it up. Will he be able to do it? It's looking highly unlikely. Both the players have decent crossfire set up towards the A bomb site. Caramel climbs on top of double box and gets a little bit of damage in. But Shabby, he's not going to go down without a fight. But Mavis snuffs the breath of life out of Shabby. And with that, Intencity Pune 5 pick up the pistol round. But now, it is the true test of any team in the Indian CSGO scene. That is the anti-force. Can Intencity Pune 5 hold down the fort and see off the inevitable force buy that's going to come out from Malhar?
Yep, and it does. That's weird. Antidote brought up the scout and dropped it over to Proud. Interesting. When a primary offer drops over, well, what is the lesser sniper? Let's
Chinese op.
The Chinese op, sure. Everything's made in China, Fed, by the way. Even the mics you're talking on right now.
So mine says made in Germany, okay?
I'll have to check where mine's made then. Because it's the same brand. But anyway, Intencity Pune 5 looks like they want to go for middle again, where they're going to encounter a very default setup. RSN tickling Antidote down to 65 points of health. He doesn't have any armor to work with. And Blackhawk again peeking out, but Proud.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Alright, like I said, that anti-force, they failed that litmus test, didn't they? Intencity Pune 5. They were unable to withstand the might and sheer destructive power that was wielded by Proud and his scout. What a glorious round for Malhar to win. They dropped the pistol round, but immediately bounced back to win their force buy. And Intencity Pune 5 are now staring down, well, the barrel of a gun. Should they force, should they eco? Looks like they've gone for the latter. They have just upgraded pistols and nothing else. But don't count Caramel out with that deagle. This man's deagle can sing the songs of death and destruction from far and wide. He's definitely avoiding all the nades. There's a 3-man stack towards the B bomb site early round, and Caramel, he's going to get completely blinded, dabbing away to glory, and Pokerev is just going to put a couple of bullets in his skull.
Well, at least we got the answer there.
Yeah.
Why Proud got the scout instead of Antidote. And yeah, the first frag, that was actually pretty beautiful. But it is a full eco coming in, well, an almost full eco. I have no idea where Never Give Up has spent almost all of his money on that eagle and armor. And yeah, it's a bit of a stalemate. But at the banana position, Mavis, on the back of a pop flash, he's gonna get 2 frags with a Glock. What?
Madness.
How? All right. Sorry, I just can't say it as well as you can you? But Antidote through the smoke. Gonna rattle off a few shots, and he will do a little bit of damage to Mavis, but nothing of consequence yet. And does Malhar now? Wow, RSN expecting the boost. Blackhawk, Antidote, they will get Mavis, and it is a 2v3 now. And it does look like Malhar is gonna throw this round. But instead, Antidote still has something to say about it. RSN will get the first frag. Well, RSN will get taken down, rather, by Antidote. And it is 2v2 now. And I like this by Intencity Pune 5. They're not peeking at all. And when Never Give Up does peek, he lays a 1D into Proud's face. Antidote now, he will take Reaper down, but Never Give Up is there for the instant trade. And it is Malhar throwing an anti-eco. Your litmus tests are failing.
Well, the teams are failing. My litmus tests are passing with flying colors. I've always held opinion that Indian teams really struggle against the anti-force and the anti-ecos, and clearly they haven't done their homework. I didn't think they were expecting those couple of flashbangs that Never Give Up had, and one pop flash and the entire banana defense just came crumbling down like a house of cards in a hurricane. And you don't really expect that from a team of Malhar's caliber, especially a team that... Woo! Alright, Proud. Alright, that happened. That happened. Proud with that glorious 1D from across the map. And now it's a 4v5 in favor of Malhar. And Intencity Pune 5, although they have the weapons advantage, they have everything going for them, they have all the utility, they need to regroup and reevaluate their strategy going into this round.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if Intencity Pune 5 is going to lose this round. Well, of course, it's a part and parcel of Inferno, by the way. You really want the economy control right in the start of the game. And we're going to see teams constantly force buying until one finally fails it. Never Give Up Did he spot the shadow of Proud there? Proud really, really wants that one dig. Well, another one dig. But they're going to smoke him off for now. And it does look like they're rotating back to the B bomb site to execute upon it. Never give up. Just trying to fake. He's keeping actually 3 players locked into the A bomb site. But now they know because he fell back, Antidote is going to call that in and he's going to instantly fall back over to the B bomb site as well. Where is he going to make it back in time though? The execution has come in. Shabby, the smoke has missed at the coffin's position, but Shabby will get taken down at U-Box. Antidote as well is taken down through the smoke, in fact. And nope, doesn't happen. That smoke. They're trying to boost when the smoke is disappearing. You're not going to like that. And it does look like Intencity Pune 5 should pick up this round because they have the weapons advantage and it is a 3v3 retake on the B bomb side.
Yeah, but never count this man out. Proud. Okay, well, he's dead. And RSN is a 3v2 now. No armor, nothing. Well, actually, no weapons. And Blackhawk, the lone survivor, 20 HP on him. He's not going to make it out of here alive. 12 bullets and a dream with the CZ. He's trapped, he's cornered, and the players are on the hunt. Blackhawk playing a rather offish angle, but that doesn't matter because Reaper, true to his name, is just going to channel his inner Grim Reaper and end Blackhawk's miserable existence in that round. At least with that Intencity Pune 5, make it on to his 3 rounds. Malhar's economy is absolutely dumpstered. And well, now they need to do that hard eco. The ever so dreaded hard eco. Antidote, he's going to buy up the armor. And the Deagle, he does have some cash to spare. I think he's saving for the AWP in the next round. Let's see if that Deagle can actually do some economic damage onto Intencity Pune 5. Wherein we have Kamil with Daddy's little trust fund gun, the MAC-10.
Yep, he's definitely going to try to get a lot of frags in this round. And like I mentioned earlier, when a team strings 2 rounds together, that's when the losing team has to bite the bullet and then go for the full eco. And there you go, Caramel. Doesn't peek out yet because he missed his flashbang. What are these smokes?
They're pretty bad, Adi. They're pretty bad. There's gaps everywhere, left, right, and center. Proud trying to play the anti-flash, trying to catch someone off guard. But it does look like Intencity Pune 5 are regrouping towards the B bomb site, where it's just Shabby with the USP. He spots one player out, and he's going to try and hightail it out of there and wait for some reinforcements to come. Proud, in the meantime, falls to Reaper, and the B hit is on in full earnest. Shabby with just the Puchuk USP, not really going to stand in front of the might of the AK-47 Poker F. Trying to do something cheeky in the smoke. Unfortunately, he's not going to get much done. Antidote, in the meantime, I think he should just save that armor instead of go for the retake.
Yep, the USPs against armored opponents are just pea shooters. They literally do no damage at all.
And better than the Glocks.
I mean, sure, but there is a gun that does the damage. A Deagle ripping Caramel's face clean off his head. And unfortunately for Antidote, all he's going to recover from that is a MAC-10, which he's probably going to drop the next round because it does look like he saved a lot of money to go in for that AWP buy. Mavis never give up though. Do clean house. Blackhawk does fall, so does Proud. Or was that Poker F? Whoever it was. Antidote does seem like he's going to stay alive, and now Malhar can actually buy into this round. It's not going to be the prettiest of buys. They're going to lack head armor on almost every single player. And yeah, the utility is going to be pretty sparse as well.
Yeah, and Shabby takes one for the team. He's continuing with the MAC-10 that was saved from the previous round, and the only player with a kit and utility, at least a full stack of nades. So Shabby, he has to stay alive. He has to be the, well, the mule or the courier for this round, making sure that, you know, his utility is well spent. Antidote, in the meantime, with the AWP, needs to be the difference maker. He needs to open things up. But as I say that, Proud just ends never give up, like peaks and dead. In the meantime, Shabby is playing with fire, very advanced position, needs to fall back.
I do like that Malhar is actually aggressive though.
Yeah, Malhar is one of those teams that doesn't sit back on their laurels on Inferno. They actually know how to play the CD side. They have an idea about how beneficial controlled aggression on this map can be at the proper timings. And this round, though, they will be a little more passive considering the fact that they're very low on utility. So they may just want to allow the T's to come into the choke points and then let their aim do the talking. Oh, Shabby A very dangerous game being played by him. Chancing a peek, does get some information, and he's going to fall back. In the meantime, Intencity Pune 5 looks like they're going to be hitting the A bomb site. Antidote getting smoked off. He will fall back to the bomb site. And yeah, it's a pretty default setup coming out from Intencity. This is their standard A take. Remains to be seen whether they're able to do anything with it. Proud playing a rather cheeky angle towards the barrels. Going to be safe for the time being.
He is indeed. He is completely blind right now, but the flashes are going to disappear by the time the players come in, and they've completely disregarded his existence. But it doesn't matter because Blackhawk is in there with the double frag to shut out that round before Proud was even unblinded. And Malhar, that was a pretty great hold because they kept all their 5 players alive, and that means that their economy can get rolling now. And I'm actually honestly thinking that even if Malhar picks up even 5 or 6 rounds on the CD side, it's going to be more than enough because Intencity Pune 5 CD side is absolutely horrendous.
I mean, they're very passive. That's the only indictment I have of their CD side, is that it's way too passive for my liking. They rarely ever venture out for information. There's always like 3-2 default, 3 towards the A, 2 towards the B. Sometimes they'll switch it up with 3-2 the other way around, but it's always a 3-2 split. It's very predictable. That's my only problem with that CT side that Intencity has. But they're insisting on playing Inferno, so I guess they've made some changes. Let's see. Let's wait until their CT side. There's still a lot of Counter-Strike left to be played in this game. And, well, Blackhawk, he's going to venture forth, try and get some information.
Yep, and another slow round coming in by Intencity Pune 5. This time, Malhar, they do have banana control again, by the way, and that means that Intencity Pune 5 are forced over to the A bomb site. But Malhar, with all that map control, they still have only 3 players over at the A bomb site. The reason that you take banana control is to have one more player, to cheat a player over to the other bomb site. But Antidote, through the smoke, and then Proud again on Caramel as well. Proud's probably going to spray down. Oh. RSN somehow just survives. Never give up. He's going to peek out and get Blackhawk. And the man advantage still rests in Malhar's favor at this point. Pokeref, he's a little too aggressive. You have the man advantage. You don't need to do this. He's going to be pushed back by everything. And RSN walks into his teammate's Molotov. But Pokeref spares him the blushes and takes him down instead. And now, Never Give Up and Reaper below on the same points of health, by the way, 42 each. They don't even have full HP amongst the 2 of them. They're going to be forced over to the B.
Yeah. Why are they going for this? They should just hold on to these rifles. There's like no time. They played themselves there. Intencity Pune 5 overthinking themselves. And Shabby, he's going to just come waltzing around the corner. Only had a Mac 10, so nothing really of note to drop. He can afford it. He can buy up into this round. But Intencity Pune 5, their economy is pretty shambolic right now. Should they go for the Force? Should they go for the Eco? All comes down to some decision making. Reaper won't be able to buy into the next round, while Never Give Up and everybody else will be. So it makes sense to actually, go for the Eco and allow the AKs to maybe open up a bomb site, maybe a fast play with just pistols and a couple of pop flashes. There's a lot that Intencity Pune 5 can do, but the thing is, a fast play may not be the best course of action considering that Malhar is completely armed to the teeth with utility.
Yep, but if I was them, I would go for the Force buy because it's just kind of weird. Only Pokeref and Antidote can buy into the next round if Malhar loses this, and that's because they lost 2 players on the previous round, and that's how harsh the economy is to the CD side. Even though they had a flawless round before that, it doesn't matter at all. So I like the Force buy coming in fact, and they have 4 AKs somehow. They've managed to scrunch together 4 AKs and a decent bit of utility onto Mavis as well, even though he has to be relegated down to the Mac 10. But I think they really need to get some map control into this, but instead they're again just going into mid, and Antidote, he's going to get the first frag, he's going to get the second, and there's the reason why Optic wants to pick him up as their primary opper.
I mean, this man's real. At the tryouts, he was a beast. He was just picking players off left, right, and center, not whether it be the rifle, the deagle, or the AWP, his primary weapon of choice. But Antidote. So since last year, I think this is one opper who has improved his game the most. And it's showing that the confidence that this guy is exuding right now is just awe-inspiring. And Pokeref, he needs to be careful. He does run the risk of getting overrun, but he's so far advanced that the rotation will comfortably be able to come in. Pokeref, Needs to be careful. Ah, there we go. And Poker F just wrecks house. Left, right, and center.
What? That's all I'm going to say. 3 players there, and none of them were looking at banana. And even when Poker F got the first frag, that's just weird as hell. But Intencity Pune 5 now have to go for the eco because they've spent everything they had. But yeah, if they go for the hard eco this round, they're going to have a lot of money to work with in the next round. And they could probably try to even things up, assuming, of course, Malhar wins this round. And
that's
Tech 9 on Mavis. Yeah, exactly. You don't see that much, do you, anymore? Antidote, playing with fire, but he's going to get the first frag, but he's going to get instantly traded. Why would you go close up when you know that the opposition is going to be eco? That's a bad decision coming right in.
Just as I was singing praises of Antidote, he goes and does that. I mean, anyway, Mavis, he's got the line sight onto Library. They know that the op has been relinquished. And Proud, still good for 1 frag, but it's a 1-for-1 trade. And in this situation, that is not ideal at all. Poker F, he's going to go pushing the smoke. In the meantime, Shabby, he's gandering in towards mid. Well, the T's are pretty much boxed in unless they, you know, traverse all the way back from alt mid. But it looks like they're going to go for the A bomb site. Poker F and Blackhawk. What is Blackhawk? Where is Blackhawk looking? What? Like, Blackhawk had the loudest brain fart known to mankind right there.
No. It was Arch was open.
Yeah, but
that's why he just trusted. Yeah, he trusted his teammate to cover him, but that obviously wasn't the case. And now, from a full eco, Intencity Pune 5 have 2 players, a 2v1 situation rather, with Caramel on the op. If there's anyone you want on the op, well, other than Antidote, of course, it is Caramel, because he's been pretty good with it. And there you go, he's going to pick up Shabby. And Intencity Pune 5 proved me wrong by picking up a full eco against Malhar. And Malhar can buy into this round, but that does mean that all their bank is going to disappear.
Yeah, and I think Antidote was the primary culprit that round. He set off, you know, a domino effect, which forced Malhar's hand to go for those aggro peaks to try and, you know, stymie the flow of any fast play. Antidote really didn't need to go for that second peak. He got the first kill, could have just backed off, taken a more passive angle, and just, you know, knocked them down as they peaked 1 by 1. Because that's what Intencity Pune 5 have been doing so far. They've just been peaking 1 by 1, not really playing as a unit, and their trade game hasn't been on point either. Bit of a misplay, and that's all it takes. 1 misplay, and the round is more or less gone. And Antidote playing a very cheeky angle. It's a very common angle, but it's a very cheeky angle. Do not try this at home, kids, unless you are an opper of the supremest caliber.
Yep. It is the mid-smoke that enables you to take this sort of angle, by the way. And his teammate has re-smoked it for him, but it does look like Antidote does want to fall off it now. And this time, by the way, Intencity Pune 5 have gone for the apps control, and they have some control. They're not going straight up middle. Mavis spots out Proud, he'll take him down as well. And that is the man advantage for Intencity Pune 5, after what seems like a very, very long time. Well, other than the eco round last. Never mind. But yeah, Antidote now holding the angle towards apps. Mavis, if he peeks out, he's going to die, and that is the case. Antidote will pick up that frag. And he's going to pick up a quick scope on to never give up as well. But finally, Caramel is going to trade him out. And it is a 3v3 situation, which still favors the terrorist. But Blackhawk, he's being really cheeky behind the smoke. But RSN is going to take down Poker F. But Blackhawk is there for the trade. He needs to get 1 more frag. If he played the bait angle. Ooh, Caramel does tag him down. But unfortunately, he couldn't finish him off. The bomb plant has to come in now.
Exactly where they are. This is going to be very dicey. Shabby, he does get the kill, but Caramel now all alone with the AWP, and it's not going to matter because Blackhawk is just going to end his existence. Double Op's getting retrieved. That's interesting. A double op on Inferno, a very viable setup. And Malhar will be picking up this round. They really did need to, and that's not going to bode very well for Intencity Pune 5 because even though they won a full eco, 3 players don't really have the economy to buy into this round. So this is going to be a very interesting buy and a very interesting decision coming out from Intencity Pune 5.
Yep. Again, though, I would go for the buy, considering how much damage they've already dished out in the earlier rounds.
Yeah, it does make sense to actually force into this round, like go for a full, go for broke, literally. buy down, but looks like they're not going to go for it. And Shabby and Antidote both with the AWPs. They're both very potent oppers, very capable oppers. And there we go, Antidote just opening things up yet again. This man has been the proverbial can opener in terms of getting the man advantage for Malhar. He's always taking the aggro peaks, always taking the fights, and always coming out on top of them, except for that one round. And, well, scores are tied. Money is tight. Both teams, so the game can swing in either direction. Comes down to who hits the better shots, but never give up. He's going to come peeking around the corner. Does win that duel at least. Like, does manage to tag down Shabby without taking a point of damage. But it's going to be very difficult for Intencity Pune 5 to actually make headway. There's a lot of firepower that's, you know, waiting for them on the B bomb side. One M4 and AWP. And Shabby, he needs to be careful. He's going to get tagged down to 5 HP. But it doesn't matter. PokerF is good for 1 kill. But Shabby, he has to stay alive. Gets the bomb carrier. That's never give up. Now it's all down to Reaper, my man, the one-man army. Can he be the Grim Reaper? It's highly unlikely. He has to ace clutch this. But Shabby's so very low. Doesn't need to peek. Should just be as passive as humanly possible. Antidote, in the meantime, with the AWP, has moved his way towards Coffins and Reaper. He's gotten spotted out. And Antidote is going to use Proud's distraction and end Reaper once and for all. 6 rounds to Malhar, 5 for Intencity Pune 5. And, well, now the buy finally does come out.
Yep, and I'm actually a little surprised that Intencity Pune 5 didn't go for the buy in the previous round. And again, Malhar, they're going to start building bank. And if they do pick up this round, that bank's going to be pretty serious, assuming they get it cleanly. But, of course, they have to contend with RSN on the up. Wait, what?
He is the secondary opper and usually passes, like Caramel passes it on to him in case he's not feeling it. But RSN, he's not as dynamic an opper as Caramel from what I've seen. And Antidote, oh, that's a rare miss coming out from Optic.Antidote.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. He's not going to be an Optic until at least end of June, where he still has to represent Malhar in the LAN finale of the ESL India Premiership, provided Malhar get there. They get to the top 4 and qualify. But Shabby did pick up the first frag of this round. It has been a while since I've seen Shabby on the op as well, by the way. And it was an aggressive peek at Banana that gave him that first frag. And you could see that Intencity Pune 5, and especially Reaper, didn't expect it. There was no Molotov at the car. There was no Molotov. There was nothing, no flashbangs, no nothing. He was just running out with the nade in his hand. It was just a bit of an oversight coming in anyway. And now, ooh, the flashbang is perfect, but unfortunately RSN didn't peek out completely. Never give up. And Blackhawk have had a little bit of a fight towards the middle, and they've taken each other really, really low, but both of them are still alive and kicking, but by the skin of their teeth.
And these flashes are what are these smokes, man?
And I have no idea why Antidote used 2 flashes there as well, considering you said flashes. But again, Intencity Pune 5, Antidote missing another shot. Intensity Pune 5 being forced into the middle position because they have no map control. Never give up, being taken down by Proud from the apartments. And Proud's going to get a second onto Mavis as well. That's the bomb down. And Caramel, he's finally going to get the trade in, but PokerF is in for the trade. And Antidote, in fact, does finally hit a shot in this round onto RSN. And again, that's almost a clean round. 4 players alive for Malhar. And it was a very, very decent hold after... Again, what is them not affording Intencity Pune 5 any sort of map control?
And it was a bit perplexing, right? That Reaper push into Banana, considering the fact that Malhar have gone for that aggro Banana control almost every round that they've had weapons and utility. It was really curious that Reaper should push in YOLO without any pop flashes, without any support, any Molotovs, nothing. Just going in completely dry. I don't know what they were expecting. Also, knowing full well that the double ops are still in play and that usually you see one op go towards B and one towards A. It was a huge mistake in my opinion. And then secondly, allowing Proud to get 2 kills by not peeking together and playing for the trades. These are just fundamental mistakes that cost teams round, especially when you have a man down. You cannot afford to lose that numbers game. And even more so when you're the one who's playing catch up.
If I was Intencity Pune 5 though, this round I would have gone in for a bit more of a buy, so to speak, at least some armor and pistols, because they are on max loss. Well, no, they'll be at $2,900 if they lose this, but it does look like they want to just come up fast middle. Antidote's going to get the first frag. Does he get a second? No, he doesn't. He's going to get overwhelmed, but he still manages to get one more with the pistol before getting taken down by Antidote, by Never Give Up. And now Mavis picks up Blackhawk as well. It's down to a 3v3. Again, that fast push by pistols has taken down Malhar by surprise. And RSN picks up Proud as well. But Poker F will catch Mavis off guard, as well as RSN jumping up into the balcony. And that leaves Never Give Up all alone with a friend in the world, and Poker F is going to get his third for the round, and he's going to save Malhar from well, another anti-eco or an eco loss.
And the double ops will still remain in play, I guess, because Shabby should be picking up that op once he sticks the defuse. And wow, like I said, dude, Malhar is actually a pretty good team on Inferno, and the fact that Intencity Pune 5 haven't really done their opposition research that well, it's a bit worrying, because I get it, Intencity Pune 5, your best map is Inferno, but clearly there are other teams in the subcontinent itself who play this map better than you. So maybe look at something else, a Cache, a Mirage, something a bit more forgiving in terms of, you know, not being as heavily dependent on strats and or map control. Actually, there's no such map that exists. There did, Cobblestone, but thank God that's out of the map pool.
Yep. Intencity Pune 5, I think before they look at opposition research, they need to fix a lot of their own problems, like missing smokes, for example, and also a bit of trade fragging, because Shabby does get the dink, does get the wall bang onto Reaper. He goes down to 2 points of health, but he still stays alive, and the man advantage isn't lost for Intencity Pune 5. And again, they have no banana control, but at least they have apps control now. But it has, even though they've had apps control, it hasn't really worked out for them in the past. Does it work out for them this round? Antidote. He's gonna dink down Reaper as well to 2 points of health. What's happened to these ops? They're all doing just 98 points of health. They're not the one shot, one kill weapon anymore.
No, I think they're just clipping them through the corner of the walls every time. And, well, Shabby, he's in a good position, but he's burning alive. He needs to make haste and fall back. That's going to leave Poker F in a very precarious position. And he's still good for one kill, but Shabby, he needs to hightail it out of there. He needs to back up as fast as possible and maybe try and get a kill or two. And he will land the kill on a Mavis. How is he alive? How is Shabby doing this? He's channeling his inner Stewie 2K, but now it's down to Caramel, the man, the myth, the legend himself. He's going to climb up on top of first Oranges, or he's not. But he's just wasting his time. Does get what? What the heck? Proud? Wow.
Proud started the spray on the Caramel, and unfortunately, the bullet transferred into Shabby's skull.
That was a beautiful shot, though. Say what you will. That was a good shot to land.
Definitely was. But Malhar now 9-6 in the lead. They're looking really, really dominant. And it goes to show, right, that Brutality against Malhar, they had to dig deep. And they had to come back from what was a 13-8 deficit, maybe a 13-10 deficit, to win out that game. And Malhar is showing that they have a really strong T side as well. And Intencity Pune 5, after getting spanked by Brutality, they probably shouldn't have picked up this map. But Antidote, he's going to get the first frag onto RSN in the position, trying to be cheeky, giving him only the headshot angle. But Antidote is way better than that, RSN. He's way better than that.
There's a reason he's Optic.Antidote.
He's not Optic.Antidote yet.
Fine. It's just still not a played out joke. Let me crack it, man.
Not a joke even.
Fine. Still not a played out statement. Anyway, Antidote is going to molly off Boiler. That's going to force Mavis to back off. And that's going to relay a lot of information to Blackhawk as well, who would have heard that. Now, it's going to come down to Shabby. He was the great wall at the B bomb site last time around. Question is, will he be able to hold strong yet again? And Antidote has come back in, well, support with his op as well. And we both know how devastating both these players have been. Antidote, he's burning, and he's missing shots left, right, and center. Actually, he's not taking the shots, actually. But what? All right. Cool.
He misses an easy shot through the... an easy shot, but then he lands one through the smoke. And then Poker F chimes in as well with 2 frags of his own. And that closes out that half, 10-5 in the favor of Malhar. It's been pretty dominant ever since the economy got rolling for Malhar. They've barely lost a round. In fact, just one, and that was round number 9.
And that was a bit of a misplay from Antidote, actually. That the one round they lost, and that was just to pistols. But so far, I mean, so good for Malhar. Now, comes down to their T side. Can they do it? Can they see it off? Because Intencity Pune 5 CD side is nothing to write home about, and it looks like it's going to be a YOLO play towards the B bomb side. RSN going to be the first to spot, and RSN is going to get taken down. It's a 2-for-1 trade, and never give up. Has to give up. Fall back because, you know, it's in his best interest. Pokerev getting completely blinded. Support is coming in the form of Caramel, and what a juicy, scrumptious headshot he lands onto Proud. They don't really need to commit to this. They can actually rotate. An unnecessary death there coming in from Pokerev. I really don't think they needed to commit to that B play. They could have actually rotated to A for a more favorable, you know, trade scenario.
A 3v3 always favors the terrorists, but unfortunately it's down to a 2v3 for Malhar now. And the C4 is going alone. It looks like Blackhawk is timed out, actually. That's why. And Mavis camping in the bomb site. He's going to pick up Antidote as well. And Blackhawk does seem to have returned into the server. And what can he do now in a 1v3 situation? The odds are against him. The C4 has been dropped, and it doesn't look... I mean, the time is also not really in his favor. He has just 38 seconds to work with, and Caramel is going to shoot his head clean off his shoulders, and yeah, secure the round for Intencity Pune 5. There's 3 frags for the man, showing that he really likes those one-taps and the one-shot weapons, doesn't he?
Yeah. Caramel, he's always been one of the players to look out for on Intencity Pune 5. He was the one that actually single-handedly was instrumental in Intencity Pune 5 registering those wins against Entity twice. First in the Gods of Gaming tournament, and then in the ESL India Premiership, the Masters Division. And also many other games. Like when this man goes off, Intencity Pune 5 look like world beaters. But when he's having a quiet game like today, well, it's not, you know, the best of outcomes. Anyway, Caramel, he's got the M4. He's got the position, he's got the range, and Pokerev, he's got the kill. Cool.
Opening up the frags there with the Deagle at Banana, and now Caramel, he's going to shoot Antidote in the side of the face, restoring that man advantage now with that kill on Proud. And C4 now is actually in no man's land, while Shabby is trying to get the frag from the apartment's position. That's not going to happen. Caramel with another one onto Pokerev as well. Blackhawk, in fact, sneaked into the CD spawn. He has just one player to contend with now, but he does get that player as well. If he hightails it to the B bomb side now, at least he can get the plant in, because all 3 Intencity Pune 5 players are on the A bomb side, and it does look like he knows that. He's gone in for the bomb plant. He's gonna get that, and it's just on Intencity Pune 5 now to recover this round with the least amount of casualties.
It looks like Mavis is gonna go down. He's very, very low unless he can get some support from his teammates. There we go. Mavis goes down. Blackhawk, extra $600 in the bag with the MP7. RSN's gonna come charging, and why are they peeking one by one? What madness is this? And Caramel has to bail his team out yet again from a very sticky situation. And that's the ace for the man, the myth, the legend. 5K for him. Indeed. Picking up the entire team on his shoulders and walking them across the finish line.
There you go. Now you know why they're picking one by one. They wanted to give Caramel the ace and the clutch. They're just padding his stats, Fat. They're just padding his stats.
Yes, that match IR, that juicy, delicious match IR.
But Mother now, they have to go in for the eco, because Intencity Pune 5 have won the anti-force by on the back of heroics by Caramel. And that's the thing by Intencity Pune 5, right? If their players show up on the CD side especially, then they could probably win 5 or 6 or even 10 rounds, because they play so passively, and they rely basically on... that's a good shot by Caramel coming in again. He's doing the work now for his team. He's starting to feel it. And yeah, like I was saying, Intencity Pune 5, they really, really depend on to that...
My god, that was a firing squad on the beep in Banana. They got just completely obliterated. Now Caramel, yet again, looks like he's going to do all the work. And he's going to get Proud. He's already made his way up towards construction in a pretty advanced position. And he shoots Blackhawk in the back of the head, and then RSN returns the favor. But Pokerev, He's still alive, he's still kicking, but he's going to get flushed out of his little hidey hole by that Molotov and RSN. He's going to put a bullet right between his eyes. Mavis picks up the AWP, and that's the 8th round on the board for Intencity Pune 5.
Wow. I get it, Antidote. You're leaving. You're going to leave Malhar to go to Optic, but come on. You're still playing for this team. You don't have to help the opposition.
Yeah, it was a bit unfortunate. I think Blackhawk may have just strayed into Antidote's, crosshairs. These things things like this happen all the time. But, well, credit where credit is due. Intencity Pune 5. They've dug deep, they've found their balls, and they are here to play. But now it's the real test. It's the gun round for Malhar.
They did go aggressive in the anti-eco, basically. But now it remains to be seen if they're going to do that, and it doesn't look like they are.
Not at all. Not at all.
They're not going to do it in the pistol round. But yeah, like I was saying, so this sort of setup by Intencity Pune 5, right? It really, really relies on your players showing up and getting multi-frags at their positions, because you're going to be overwhelmed by terrorists anywhere you are on the map, because you have no map control, you have no information, you have nothing. And that's why I think that this is the wrong way to play Inferno. But anyway, Intencity Pune 5, they're still going to play that way. It doesn't look like they've learned their lesson by that beatdown that Brutality delivered to them, or indeed by what Malhar was doing in the first half of this game. And
I like what Malhar are doing. They're just throwing a lot of utility, just trying to fake out Intencity Pune 5, keep their, keep the opposition on their toes and constantly guessing. But Caramel with the AWP, again, he can be the linchpin. If he gets the opening pick, that's going to be a pretty solid tell as to what Malhar may be up to. But, well, Intencity Pune 5 seem to be sold on this B fake, and it is going to be an A hit. And Caramel, the one man, the danger player, he's been taken off, peeled off the A-bomb side, but Proud is the first to fall. Shabby gets Davis, and RSN just sprays down 2 players. PokerF in the meantime is able to get the trade, but it is a 3v2, and Blackhawk is still a fair ways away, and all 3 players seem to be rotating in from the arch position. It's going to be an interesting after-plant situation, and Caramel, shoulder getting sparked, but what a shot from him. Headshot angle, no problem. That's all he needs. And Caramel, he's spotted out Blackhawk, and what a fast shot this guy is, Adi. This man defies logic.
Yep, he definitely does. And again, even though Intencity Pune 5 had the wrong read that round, heroics by RSN at the A-bomb site, getting a double frag when he should have got instantly traded, as well as Caramel during the retake, is what bails Intencity Pune 5 out of that hole. And Malhar, because they got the bomb plant and they have lost 4 rounds in a row, they can still buy, and there's a decent amount of utility as well onto them. Antidote doesn't have head armor though. Against 3 M4s, that's a bit of a questionable pickup. I know he was going in for the smoke, but unfortunately for him, you're on the T side, my friend. That, foregoing the head armor only applies to the CD side.
Yeah, I mean, I would have rather he picked up a Galil and the helmet, considering that there's 3 M4s to contend with on the opposition side. And it's not like any of the players from Intencity Pune 5 are slouches at shooting. They're all very good shots. And again, one flashbang, is that all it takes to drive you back to your bomb site? I mean, literally one pop flash and they're as passive can be, turtled up to the high heavens. I mean, it's working out. I get it. Malhar haven't been able to figure out this turtle setup. The double turtle, pretty viable strat, made popular by none other than Cloud9, the major winning team at the majors on Inferno. But there's a way they play it, and it's not like this.
Definitely is. And Caramel, though, finally missing a shot. He's going to fall back into the smoke. And he's going to retreat to safety, while the entire team the entire terrorist side is being mowed down by Mavis. 3 frags for the man. He's finally traded, but Caramel comes out, gets the frag onto Shabby, while RSN picks up PokerF as well. And again, it's the hero play, winning the round for Intencity Pune 5. But Malhar, they actually look clueless about how to defeat this turtle setup. And, well, when it works against a team, it sure works.
Yeah, I mean, it's like that meme, right? You prepared for physics on the day of your chemistry exam, and that's what Malhar's playstyle is looking like. I think they would have come to this, map with aggression in mind on the CT side, like expecting their opponents to actually fight for map control. But every time someone's peeked on the back of a pop flash, they've just found nothing but air. Because guess what? Intensity Pune 5 are having none of that. They're like, all right, you take your map control. We'll be chilling at the bomb sites where we know you have to commit to at one point or another. And we're just going to set up our crossfires and mow you down when you do. And Malhar, they're just like, what is happening? Like, I think they need to resort to the tried and tested big style of playing Inferno. That is hard executes with 3 smokes, 3 Molotovs. Because in mid-round, there's been no contest anywhere on the map. There's no map control whatsoever. So they should hold on to the utility and just do a hard execute either on the A or the B bomb side.
Yep, that is one way to go about it. But another way to go about it is, why don't you just rush B? And it does look like Malhar wants to do that, but they're going to walk into 2 Molotovs now. And the rotation is slow coming in from Intensity Pune 5. They're finally moving now, and the smokes are going to come in by Malhar. There's a gap in that as well, but Reaper, he's going to get taken down. And there you go, the trade frags at the B-bomb side. This is why the turtle setup doesn't work, because you can be overwhelmed by a streaming line of terrorists. It is a 3v3 retake though now because of the missed smoke at the CD spawn. Caramel had the angle through the smoke. Brings it down to a 3v3. Pokerev, he's going to get smoked out in turn now at the banana. And I do like this setup though. But unfortunately, Blackhawk is going to peek out. I have no idea why he needed to do that. But Antidote with 2 frags of his own. Caramel has replied with 2 of his own as well. And he's going to Antidote. He's going to peek out. He's going to win the 1v1 clutch against Caramel. And the double dark setup, right? It works out.
It does indeed. And I mean, it's one of the oldest tricks in the book. The ye old bait and switch. When it works wonders. And Malhar somehow managing to pick up 1 round on their T side. Hopefully this is the turning point. But yet again, Antidote foregoing the head armor in favor of utility. I question these decisions. I mean, you can easily not have a flashbang and pick up... Wait, he has $5,500. Doesn't matter. Caramel, rest in pieces. Rest in pieces.
I think he doesn't want to spend a full $1,000 on the Kevlar and helmet, because he obviously took a little bit of damage. No, if you've taken a little bit of damage, it charges you the full amount, my friend.
No,
but
I know,
Proud,
but he has 100. He had 100 armor.
Oh, does he? Yeah, he does. All right, then it's just an oversight. But anyway, Proud has picked up 2 frags off the back of the first kill, which went to Antidote. And he's finally been taken down by Proud by Never Give Up rather as well. But the A-bomb side is completely clear. And Pokerev has managed to hold Never Give Up at the... Sorry, Reaper, in fact. What is with B today? At the B-bomb side as well. It does look like Intensity Pune 5 has bowed out of this round as well though. They do want to go in for the save because their money is in complete shambles after...
What money?
Yeah, I mean, they had 4 players alive in round number 20, but it doesn't matter. 1 round for Malhar, and the money is absolutely gone. And Pokerev not spotting out Reaper at the fountain position. That is a very annoying position, by the way. It is really, really hard to spot without X-ray. And he is going to just hightail it out there. He doesn't want to lose his AK because he knows that the money on Malhar isn't that great either. So why not just let Intensity Pune 5 hold on to those 2 rifles? It's not like the other 3 players can buy anything. And it is going to be 12-10 in the favor of Malhar. They have picked up 2 rounds on the trot now. And honestly, if I was Malhar, I would just keep rushing B. It just works.
Yeah, their B looks rather, vulnerable to fast plays. And the fact that they rely so heavily on their turtle setups and, rotations to be on point and on time, it can be a cause for major concern. Because they're never contesting Banana the way it's supposed to be. They're not fighting for any map control anywhere on the map. And Malhar, I mean, I think they may have figured out the weakness and they should go to them, considering that there's just 2 rifles to contend with on Intensity Pune 5. They should just isolate where the rifles are playing from and just, overwhelm the other bomb site. But, I mean, Malhar also, their CT side is not like it's been a perfect show whatsoever. They've made some glaring mistakes as well. It's only when Antidote, I think he picked up the AWP in the previous round, is when they started making some headway. Obviously that, you know, YOLO Rush B play with the pistols working out in their favor, but I mean, both teams need to put in a lot of work on their respective sides that they're playing on right now.
And here's another thing I don't like by Intencity Pune 5. One rifle at each bomb site. Why not take the chance and play them together? Maybe they can achieve something. But Proud, he's going to get the first frag onto Caramel. He's going to get another onto Mavis as well, while PokerF picks up Reaper, which was one of the guns at the B bomb site, but never give up. The other AK, the other save gun, is going to put in some work. He's going to get 2 frags, and that's going to force Malhar towards the B bomb site, where RSN has tried to recover the gun, but he is a little tentative.
And a little trapped. But I think the bomb should be going down any second now, and RSN and Never Give Up. I mean, I love his name, Never Give Up, and he channels it to the best of his ability. Man does not know when to quit, but there is a time and a place to retreat. I mean, you may win the battle, but you may let your opponent win the battle, but your goal is on winning the war. And right now, the best call, in my opinion, would be just save this AK-47. But doesn't look like that's going to happen, and Never Give Up. Now he's in a position where he's literally trapped from all 3 sides, and PokerF and Blackhawk. They're just going to double team, gank him, and, well, put him 6 feet under.
Yep. Imagine if Reaper with the M4 was towards middle, by the way, that round. They could have picked up a 3rd frag there because they could have peeked out together, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big fan of this hedging your bets when there are 2 rifles saved. I say go all in or go home. Put them all on all on one bomb site. Give yourself the best possible chance of coming out on top if that bomb site is hit. And if it's not, well, what's the problem? Just save it, right? It's a win-win in that case.
Exactly, but now the buy does come in from Intencity Pune 5, but their utility is really, really sparse. There's 2 smokes and 1 Molotov and a couple of flashbangs left on them now. And Malhar, they know this. They're going to slow play it. They're going to make sure that Intencity Pune 5 uses all of their arsenal before Malhar hits the bomb site. And they have the map control as well. But this time, Intencity Pune 5 have 3 players towards the B bomb site. But unfortunately for them, it does look like Malhar wants to commit towards the A bomb site. And this is what happens when you have absolutely no map control.
They have no information, and this is going to be like, it'll take heroics from Kamil and Mavis on the A bomb site to make this hold work in their favor, because the rotations are just happening right now. And Caramel, he's going to get taken out without a single thought even in his direction. And I think the 3B defenders should just save it. Just save it, boys.
Shabby looking the wrong way, Never Give Up, trying really hard to take him down, but that's not going to happen yet. And now the call for the save has come in. 2 of his players already hightailing it, and now he's realized this as well. They need to live to fight another day because their money is pretty terrible, and they need to save these rifles going into the next round. But there you go, Malhar has finally picked up... they're going to pick up 4 rounds on the trot, by the way, and that's on the back of them realizing that Intencity Pune 5, they have no map control, they have no information, so why don't we just group up and hit a bomb site? The trades are, if the trades favor you, and they should, as a terrorist, by the way, you're gonna whittle down the opposition, and then you're gonna force them to retake with the man disadvantage, right? So why not? Why not just do that? Bunch up and hit a bomb site together. And Intencity Pune 5 now are gonna have 3 FAMASs on the board and just 2 rifles, which are the M4s, but they're gonna have a lot better utility this round.
And see, the thing that Malhar is doing right now is that they've understood the fact that Intencity Pune 5 aren't interested in going for any aggro plays. So they're just going down what I like to call the too easy route. Bunch up, trade, what you pointed out. And they're coming out on top of the trade game. And there's nothing that Intencity Pune 5 can do about it at this point until unless they change things up.
And it does look like they want to change things up. They do want to contest what is the Virtus Pro way of contesting Banana. And it does work out, in fact. Reaper does get the frag onto PokerF. And finally, the man advantage is in the favor for Intencity Pune 5. And the turtle setup may just work out this round on the back of that. But Malhar have apartments control. It does look like they want to execute onto the A bomb site where there are 3 members waiting for them. But ooh, unfortunately for them, Caramel has timed out. But ooh.
Wait, what? And the first kill has come in.
Oh, that's
unfortunate because according to rules, I mean, unless the admin deems it fit, the round will be played out.
Yep. Unfortunately, even when Reaper gets the first frag, it's not going to work out in their favor because that's how the rules work. Reaper is just going to have to save now. He has no choice. He can argue. They might argue with the admin, but unfortunately, it would have been better if Reaper just acted like he hung there.
I mean, this was the one round where actually maybe the turtle setup would have actually come in handy because had no kills come in, the round would have definitely been replayed. But now the fact that Reaper's got that first kill onto Poker F, I mean, that's just the rule book's clear on this, right, Adi? You can't reset a round once damage has been dealt.
Yep, exactly. And I'm sure our admin will explain that to Intencity Pune 5 as soon as possible. And the match has been paused while they sort out the mess. But unfortunately, that's a really, really bad way for Intencity Pune 5 to lose, the map point.
And Malhar. I know for a fact that the Malhar boys, right, they don't want to win on a technicality either. So it's not good for... It's not what either team wants, but rules are rules, unfortunately, and they're there for a reason. I mean, rules don't always account for all the edge cases, like this one, that after the first kill, all 4 players, time out simultaneously. That is as edge case and as an edge case gets. So you can't really account for all outcomes when you're making the rule book. But, well, that's what it is. And now it's going to be a Hail Mary buy coming out from Intencity Pune 5. They have to go for it all. And Malhar, they're sitting pretty on 5 match and map points.
RSN, the only big gun on the CD side, has been taken down by Antidote already. Caramel's going to pick up the op, and he's going to get taken down immediately by Antidote, not giving him a chance. Antidote being really, really aggressive into middle this round, and he just wants to finish it off, but Proud will get taken down by Mavis. Mavis still has something to say about this. Poker F will pick up Reaper at the B-bomb side though, and that means the B-bomb side has completely been lost. Antidote is going to get the 3rd for his round as well. And excuse me. And that does mean that Never Give Up is going to be left in a 1v4 situation, and he's going to be found out by Antidote. But Antidote, he's going to miss the shot, but he's not going to miss the second one. 4 frags for the man to close out this game. Intencity Pune 5, a heartbreaking loss in the previous round, but it has been coming just because of the way they started this game, just because of the way they started their CD side on this game.
Yeah, I mean, it did take a little while for Antidote and his merry bunch to figure out Intencity Pune 5 on their CT side. But ever since that, it was just a clean slate throughout. Anyway, guys, that's all from our side. I hope you guys had fun. Do remember to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon on ESL India for regular, amazing, well, Counter-Strike, Clash Royale, and Dota 2 action. Over to you, Vagish and Mamba.
Okay then. Wow, we have a game footage. I don't think we are on. Okay, we are on the screen now. Wow, 16-10, the scoreline in favor of Team Malhar there. Mamba, what do you make of it?
It was quite a back and forth game, I'd say. I mean, okay, fine. The first half was pretty dominant from Malhar coming in, taking the first half at 10-5. But in the second half, the other team, Intencity Pune, I forgot the name. How is this even? I literally just walked in from the PCR to the studio, to the desk. Anyway, but Intencity Pune 5 in the second half, getting the first 5 rounds and tying out the scoreline to 10-10. I still see that smirk on your face, but it's okay. I think I'm just lacking B12. But nonetheless, it was a really close matchup, and there were rounds which were literally on the edge. It just came down to those individual mistakes which I had mentioned before. And these guys have to fix this. They have the skill. They have the caliber. You could hear Fed when he was casting. He was so surprised by the fact the way Caramel was playing. His shots were nutty, like just so nutty, right? I mean, certain shots that you do not expect a normal player to hit, or even a pro player. Let's just talk about the best players in the country, right? He hit some really, really nutty shots today, and overall as a team, I think they do have the potential. It's just the individual decisions and the mistakes that is contributing pretty much to the losses. But overall, I think it was a really good match. But Team Malhar as well, I mean, they also made certain mistakes, but overall, I think I'm really happy with the way the entire team performed today, even though Proud and Antidote kept on switching the ops up. And Adi was actually quite confused at the fact that why did Proud get the scout in the second round in the first half. But, Proud has always been the AWPer for GMD Gaming. When Antidote wasn't playing, when Antidote moved out, Proud was the AWPer. So I'm not really surprised at all. But overall, as a unit, they played better. Obviously, experience, outshining the inexperienced guys. 10-5, then again tying out to 10-10, and then winning all the 6 rounds in a row. So I think it was a really, really good match for the viewers.
Alrighty then. Well, that sums up today's game, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back again after this short commercial break with some Dota action. Don't forget, this is the ESL India Premiership 2018 Summer Season Masters League, brought to you by Omen by HP, HyperX, and Intel, and presented by Northern Gaming.
They say gaming is easy. They say this is not a job. They say it's a waste of time. But we kept at it. Got better. We grinded, leveled up, and conquered. We are gamers. We are the ESL India Premiership, powered by Omen by HP.
guy's out.
That was beast.
Game, record, and stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
The ESL India Premiership 2018 has 3 seasons: summer, fall, and winter. The summer season takes place from April to June, while the fall season runs from July to September. Finally, the winter season takes place from October to December. Coming to tournament formats, each season is divided into 3 tiers: the professional tier, the Master League; the semi-professional tier, the Challenger Series; the Open tier, the Starter Cups. Moving on to the frequency, every season in the ESL India Premiership 2018 will see 1 Master League, 3 Challenger Series, and 3 Starter Cups. The Masters League now hosts 12 teams and players. Meanwhile, the Challenger Series has 8 contestants and follows a double elimination format. Finally, the Starter Cups are now limited to only 128 participants, so make sure you register for the Premiership now. Once you register for the Starter Cup 1, you'll have to fight your way to the top. At the end of the phase, you will get promoted to the Challenger Series 1. You should try and maintain your position in the Challenger Series 1, 2, and 3. But this is no easy task. At the end of every phase, the bottom 2 contestants are dropped out. They are replaced by the top teams from the Starter Cups. Those who succeed in the Challenger Series are rewarded with promotion to the Master League. The top 4 teams will proceed to play in the next season's Masters League. Meanwhile, the Master League runs uninterrupted until the end of the season. The 12 champions will constantly try to establish their dominance over the others. But at the end of a season, the bottom 4 teams are relegated to the Challenger Series, while the top 4 play at the land finale for the top prize. ESL India Premiership 2018 begins in April. The registrations are on, so make sure you sign up now.
Oh, the amount of fun we have in between these short breaks. If only you guys, the viewers, knew. We would all be laughing happily. But then again, we're talking about the viewers, not the people who did not subscribe or press the bell icon button. I'm kind of like angry with you guys. If my mother said something to me repeatedly after 46 days of chiding, I would have like, बस भाई मुझे और नहीं सुनना है, मैं कर देता हूँ. और मैं तो भाई bro हूँ, मैं तो माँ नहीं हूँ ना. मैं तो मतलब उसी level पे हूँ. All right, all right. Gautam Virkaholic has joined me once again. This is the final game for the day, ladies and gentlemen, in the ESL India Premiership 2018 Summer Season Masters League. This is going to be pretty interesting. Pretty much by the looks of the standings, if I might call for the standings before we actually move off into team introductions. Okay, we don't have standings. Wow. Production.
Actually, we moved around a lot of production setups.
No, but I know the standings of the teams before the movement happened. We are having a match between Alpha Esports and Cullies today. Alpha Esports have managed to not win a game so far. I mean, that's a feat you can only pull off if you're A, vehemently bad, B, everybody else, like there are 12 teams in the Masters League. If the other 11 teams are absolutely outrageously strong in OP, C, you have bad internet or bad monitors.
It could be bad luck also. Maybe they just couldn't close any of the games on a positive note.
I like the fact that you are positive about it. I like the fact that you are still coming out of it with a positive outcome. But okay, let me tell you why I'm going on this tangent here. The reason why I'm going on this tangent is because I'm worried. I like all my Masters League teams. If I had to differentiate or demarcate between them, it would be on the lines of, okay, there is a different league in Dota called the Signify ROG Titan League, and then there is a Masters League of like great masters. Like Like there is a Sachin Tendulkar league and then there's a Virat Kohli league. There's a wide valley of Kashmir in between, right? So when you see all that, when you see that for 40 days consistently, and we're talking about India's largest open league tournament, we're talking about the topmost tier of competition, I'm worried that how can you let not even a single game in as a victory?
Well,
that is worrisome.
If you want an answer to this particular question, the answer right now is the fact that these teams were invited directly into the Masters League. And if you wait till the end of the summer season, remember the bottom 4 teams will be
the recalibration and everything.
As the calibration of this tournament happens, as we go along, you will see 4 top-tier teams coming in and replacing the bottom 4 of the Masters League. So it's going to be a filter method that's coming around, every 3 months. Getting the old, not so doing well teams out, and then replacing them with the top tier Challenger League teams.
No, that's a wonderful way.
So what's going to happen at the end of the day is after summer season ends, we're going to see 4 new teams being infused into the Masters.
From the Challenger, they'll move up, and
from the
Challenger, Master,
and then
you'll
see the bottom teams. Like for example, in this case, sadly, Alpha is sitting at the bottom 4. There's a couple of 3 other teams sitting next to them. You are going to be relegated if you do not climb out of the bottom 4. You will get relegated directly to the Challenger League, and the top 4 teams from the Challenger League will be moved on, pushed up to the Masters League. So you're going to have, I believe there's a great team. Neon Esports is sitting in the Challenger League. They'll be coming up. There's a bunch of foreign teams that are playing in the Challenger League right now. So next, after the summers, you'll see a bit more stronger competition coming in. Not that I'm saying again the Masters League teams are great teams. However, few of the teams have been having really bad luck.
Like again, it's like acid. The more you pour into, the more you start compiling acid into a small area, the more concentrated it becomes. So it's going to be like that. It's going to become stronger. The Masters League, I'm presuming by this very same logic altogether, winter season finale is going to be a headache for every single team.
Yes.
Because the amount of effort, the humongous amount of effort, the humongous amount of filtering, of relegation, of promotion, constant fighting is gonna, I think these guys are all set if there is
I'll tell you what's the biggest challenge. The biggest challenge right now is, and specifically talking about the winter season, the biggest challenge is going to be for the teams that have to stay in as a team till the end of the year. Remember, you might have team shuffles coming in. You might have players leaving.
Oh yeah, roster changes. Yes.
And CSGO has been plagued by the roster changes for quite some time. For the last 3-4 years, it's been a major plague for Indian esports, where we had a crazy amount of roster changes happening. So Dota and the CSGO, again, they both have to run over this problem. So we'll see. But I guess let's get into our team.
Yeah. Let's start off with the teams eventually. That was a wonderful discussion. That's a discussion which should be held.
We should do a talk show together.
We should do a podcast together, man. Yeah, brofist. All right. So now let's head off into the team introductions, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start off with the first team here, Alpha Esports. किसने इनको ड्राफ्ट चालू करने के लिए बोला? Alrighty then, that's Team Alpha Esports there.
Draft, as you all heard, draft is
so draft is going on in the background. So let me bring the viewers up to date. So these headphones, production gives me introductions I'm saying, pointers about what's happening, what's coming up next, so that I can relay that information to you guys. So my production told me the draft is already live and we are having a nice discussion about promotion relegation. Good job paying attention to what's happening in studio, guys. All right, moving on. We have the other team here. Pretty interesting team. They are right now on the red line of the relegation.
They're pretty much on the border.
Yeah, they're like LOC. Literally, they're like LOC. We are talking about Cullies. Yup, I'm pretty sure you heard Gotham also says that. I'm like, sure. I don't know what PCR is up to nowadays. But these are our two teams who are going to have a showdown today. This is going to be very interesting because there is absolutely nothing more to lose for Alpha Esports. Let's be very honest about it. There's nothing more to lose. However, except face.
They can of course save their face. They can also make sure they can drag a team down to the relegation.
Yeah, I mean that's going to be bad. I mean, it's like it's how Hindi quote goes. "Hum to marenge, sanam tumko bhi leke marenge." So it's gone to that. But well, as you can see on your screens right now, the draft is live. We have a couple of bans coming in. Cullies have gone ahead, banned the Night Stalker, Tuskar, Dark Willow, and Razor, and managed to pick up the Shadow Demon. That's the first. Is that a Shadow Demon? Yeah, that is a Shadow Demon. I'm just I'm one eye short. Okay, I can't see clearly. So we have a Sand King and a Shadow Demon coming in for Cullies. Whereas Alpha Esports have gone ahead and banned the Phoenix. They have banned the Earth Spirit and they banned the Invoker. So they've also managed to pick out an Axe and a Rubik. I like both these two picks coming in. The Shadow Demon is the first for me because I don't think this is the first time we are live streaming a Dota game with Shadow Demon in it, unless and until my memory is failing me.
This season, I believe, yeah,
we've not
seen a lot of Shadow Demon. Again, it's
at all. Yes. No, not even in the at least not in the streamed game. So this is something practically new coming for me, but I'm pretty happy at the Tuskar, the Night Stalker, and the Razor bans. We have seen a lot of Tuskar, and in fact now they've gone ahead and banned Life Stealer and a Morphling there. I like these bans coming in Gotham. I mean, I've seen a lot of games happening in the summer season where a Tusk, a Night Stalker, for that point no matter, even a Life Stealer and a Razor have been used, and they have proven to be absolute gods in their lanes and
so
the game.
It's actually nice to see these heroes being banned right now. You see Invoker being banned. These heroes are really annoying to deal with. Morphling is very strong right now. However, I'm looking forward to seeing Axe. I'm a big Axe fan right now. And Axe, as we all know, was buffed in the last patch.
Indeed, he
was.
So
Battle Hunger is an absolute beast right now. You could really zone out the supports or people who have low damage in the early game. The Battle Hunger is absolutely devastating for them.
Indeed.
And the duration has been put up to 12 seconds now.
Yes.
And remember, the only way to get the Battle Hunger off you is you need to get a last hit or you need to get a kill or anything like that. So it's really annoying to deal with. And Axes nowadays are kind of going towards putting a point or two in Battle Hunger and then pushing towards their call and counter helix build. So
indeed, Axe has joined the new meta. As we can see, a Juggernaut also has been banned by Alpha. Now this is what I like about Alpha. Alpha has managed to a certain extent understand Cullies' game, and they are trying to route out all the known heavy hitters Cullies might end up using from their previous games. As you can see, Cullies has used Juggernaut in their previous games to maximum effort. I'm unsure about Morphling, but again, considering the given drafts nowadays, we are seeing Morphling has proven to be pretty rad. I hate that hero.
Yeah, and plus with the morph ability, remember, he can just become into like he'll just copy an Axe and you start using counter helix when required.
Like it's like you move and then there are like two blenders, like like, and that's the recipe for sugarcane juice.
Yeah. And now looking at the pick, Alpha has picked up their mid hero. That's
definitely this is definitely a great mid pick for Alpha there. Lina is going to ensure that she gets fat mid lane early game and can provide the intense firepower they need to push. Because I believe for a fact that now you spoke about Axe. Now personally talking about this particular hero, I too used to like Axe till a certain amount of time, but then I realized I think it's a fact. Axe is not a great late game hero. You can't push a game for long with an Axe. An Axe after a point of time is going to have a threshold after which the hero cannot evolve in terms of the damage getting dished out. But in that point of matter, just to support that cause and that point, a Lina and an Axe together in a team is a very good combination and a kind of an inclination that Alpha is looking to end this game fast. Because Alina will always end up getting fatter faster, getting good gold and XP, and then it can also assist the other heroes as a strong carry to push the lanes forward. And plus, Axe, so definitely nobody wants to get near them any time of the day. And we see a Kunkka getting picked up by Cullies here. That's a rad pick. Totally intense there. Alpha Esports have managed to pick up an Undying. So I like the tankiness. this is what I like. Alpha is playing smart here. They are trying to pick up as much of tank they can. They've got an axe. They've got an undying. They've got strength steel there. They literally have an armlet of Mordigan in real hero form, in the form of undying there for the point of matter. So that's pretty epic to see such tanky heroes coming in from Alpha. In fact, Cullies have gone ahead and retaliated with a gyrocopter. So we now know that this is going to be a gyro mid altogether.
Yeah, we're yet to see what Alpha has in store for their main carry. Who is going to be that main carry? Look at the bans that have come out. We've seen Lifestealer getting banned.
Indeed.
We have plenty of options still open. Now, Cullies have kind of shown their big card there. Their gyrocopter is what they're going to be depending on. We have Kunkka that could, Kunkka or Sand King both can go offline and they can do pretty well. Kunkka and even Shadow Demon. Shadow Demon, again, great for initiation, by the way. Not only can he initiate, he can also save a carry or a support in trouble, thanks to the cocoon, I think, disruption that he puts
disruption.
up. So with disruption, that'd be great. And again, he can set up for other heroes also in the team. And we are seeing more bans coming out of Alpha right now.
Death Prophet's been banned by Alpha Esports. Now it's a final ban going to come in from Cullies, and then we're going to move on to the final
they are now looking to see who is going to be Cullies' mid hero. And we have a Queen of Pains.
No, I totally believe that this gyro was going to go mid. Definitely.
No, you're thinking gyro's going to go mid?
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a gyro's going to go safe lane carry, by the way. So you would technically, there's a lot, like Kunkka can also go mid.
Kunkka, that was, yeah, sure.
Going to have a really hard time against. Yeah.
Kunkka can go position 4 for that point of matter. True. Yeah. I totally agree with that. But given the kind of picks, I'm totally inclined towards believing that this is going to be a mid game for this particular hero here. We're still waiting on the ban coming in. We see a PA getting banned. This is going to be quite interesting now.
You know what I'm interested in seeing, how is Alpha gonna figure out to get out of the control that Cullies have right now. Disruption, you have the Burrow Strike, you have the Kunkka X marks the spot, plus the Torrent, plus his ulti. And on top of that, the Gyrocopter's ulti also. Now Shadow Demon.
No, it's a Shadow Fiend. Yeah.
Shadow Fiend, sorry.
SF mid.
SF is finally come mid, so they've revealed their big card for mid lane. And now Alpha needs to make up their mind and see what they want to do. And Cullies, by the way, have a great lineup right now. The Shadow.
It's a beautiful lineup. It's a beautiful lineup. Everything is fitting in the synergy. The kind of ganks I'm visualizing in this game are absolutely beautiful. I see a firefight.
Yeah. So we are yet to see the last pick. There's still 46 seconds left on the clock there. And Alpha needs to now figure out what is that hero that's going to help them out in all this situation. Look at the control that Cullies have right now. Plenty of spells to steal. Wow. They've actually gone for a Huskar. This is going to be quite interesting. I don't see how this is going to work.
I don't see Huskar, how he fits into
But I'm only 2500 MMR, so I can't say much.
I am absolutely not going to add on to that. I'm not pulling off Avengers Infinity War. Oh, I'll do you one better. Why? I'm not going to do that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the team for Alpha Esports. We have an Axe, Rubik, Lina, Undying, and a Huskar for Alpha. And Cullies are going to be going ahead with the Shadow Fiend, Gyrocopter. Then we have Shadow Demon. We have Sand King.
And last year, Kunkka.
And Kunkka. Yes, I forgot, man. Jeez, my production is just at my throat. So, what do you make of this matchup today?
The thing is, now look at the damage reduction that's coming in on, what's it called, Huskar right now. He takes less magical damage. How much magical damage are they looking at? There are still hard hitters like the SF, the Gyrocopter. They're still hitting you with actual damage. So, I'm a little worried about Huskar pick there, but you know, it's Alpha. Alpha doesn't have a great history right now. I really hope to see that they put one point on the board.
If this is turning out to be some explosive gameplay coming in from Alpha, I'm all set.
So we're looking forward to this game, and we'll see how things pan out.
Alrighty then. Then let's head off into the game and see what's in store for us.
Let's do it.
Hello folks and welcome back to the ESL India Premiership. It is the summer season. We are drawing towards the end of Phase 1. As for the second time in Phase 1, we're going to watch Alpha facing off versus Cullies. My name is Vivek. With me is Floki. And Floki, I'm sure you remember what happened the last time both these teams faced off.
Not particularly, but I do remember Cullies playing
Bad memory, bad caster. Come on, it was one of the best games we casted. So do you remember?
Wait.
It was for the Tuesday stream.
Oh, was it the one with the 3-man Battle Strike? Oh no, wait.
That's a very generic thing to remember a game by.
I specifically remember a 3-man Battle Strike that sort of changed the outcome of the game.
Let me just tell you, it was a close game with both teams. Having a go at it. X team won one fight. The other team retaliated. It went back and forth. It was one of the first games we casted.
Okay, you know
it
what,
was
man?
for.
I'm just gonna beat it. I'm a terrible caster. I don't remember this match. Can you tell me what happened? How it ended?
It was for the Tuesday stream.
That's for the Tuesday stream, but give me some.
The demo.
Never mind, you know what? Never mind. Look, we have a new game to focus on, and I think we should pay attention towards that.
Okay. Anyways, it is also. I won't call it a new patch, but I think the bounty rune change is the most significant of all the recent patches we've had.
Oh yeah.
How have you seen this affect competitive Dota and just games in general? I for one think it sucks to be an offlaner or a 4 position who likes to start in the offlane.
Well, one thing I've noticed is that roaming was sort of dead with the last patch, since bounty rune stopped giving XP and roaming got a whole less valuable, and the level 1 XP changes. The bounty rune changes.
Wait, roaming was dead because bounty runes didn't give EXP?
I mean, roaming was already dead with the level 1 XP now, like the amount of XP you get for killing a hero at level 1.
Okay.
But it just got even worse when you started actually the nail in the coffin was that the 2-minute bounty rune stopped, because that is at least something where you can find some action as an offlaner. You know that the enemy support may try to contest that bounty rune, so you pick up something like the bounty hunter, you pick up something like the earth spirit, and at least you have some purpose roaming on the map if you can't set up for kills anywhere. Because you look at mid lane tier 1s are too close, can't gank anywhere, and that's my 2 cents on the patch.
What do you think about the shift from the 2-minute bounty rune to the bounty rune every 5 minutes?
The bounty runes are a lot more crucial now, especially in the mid game, because I think the 25-minute bounty rune gives you like what, 120 or 100 gold, and that's pretty insane actually when you think about it. Per person, 100
and
gold.
And it's
you pick up 2 of those. That's 1k. That's like 1k net worth advantage right off the bat.
Yeah. I think supports that offer map control in terms of contesting bounty runes are also going to be more valuable. In that sense, the Shadow Demon does at least provide some vision with the Shadow Poison.
Yeah.
I think back in the day, Venomancer used to get picked up for exactly the same reason. So I think those kind of supports which offer you some level of map control, maybe the Elder Titan with the Spirit, maybe an offlane Bat Rider if you're looking for that from your offlane. Those kind of heroes really help you secure those bounty runes, which you mentioned are extremely crucial.
Yeah.
Pick up 2 bounty runes, 1k gold going in favor of your team.
Yep. In the bottom lane, the Gyrocopter just TP'd. Sorry to cut you off like that, but that's really crucial because he's up against an aggro tri-lane. I don't think he knows that.
He got sent back. Look at this. Got the telekinesis, but it's just battle hunger at level 1 from the axe, and yeah, there isn't enough kill potential. But this offensive tri-lane, it's going to cause problems for Cullies.
Yep, indeed it is. The good thing is that the mid is a 1v1 matchup, which really, in all honesty, favors Ask Bankai a lot more as the Lina.
Yeah.
Typically, the Lina wins that matchup because of a long range and a spammable nuke.
Early on.
Early on, yeah, but even when she hits level 6, in fact, because you're gonna have the level 6 kill potential on Shadowfiend, and Shadowfiend may not have the same thing because, like, if you dodge one race, you have a pretty good kill chance on the enemy mid laner.
Okay.
You have a pretty good kill chance on the Shadowfiend. That's what I mean to say. But getting these few souls early on, that's what's really crucial on the Shadowfiend. And it looks like he's gonna find just that.
Yeah. Hey, he's not doing too bad actually.
Yeah, I mean, 8 souls this early on. I mean, that's bad news bears for Ask Banka, if you ask me. The bottom lane is really where we should keep our eyes peeled out because the Axe with the Rubik and the Undying, this is a very aggressive off lane, and Gyro's gonna have a really hard time farming here. Yeah. If he steps too far forward, he can actually just end up dying. Like, the Axe can run him down with the Battle Hunger. You're also gonna have Telekinesis and the Tombstone at level 2 to help you out with that. Top lane is a 1v1 at the moment, and it's a 1v1 between the Sand King and the Shadow Demon. No, wait.
Down bottom though, look at the Rubik. He's dropping really low, should end up falling. First blood to the side of the Cullies. This should have happened.
Yeah.
Aggressive tri lane. I mean, this is a sign of the mark of a slightly better team. Knowing that when a support strays too far away from his other support or his cores in the lane, go and try and punish him. But look at this. Seal strays too much out of position himself, ends up falling, drops the torrent, doesn't get too much, and Blizzard. That's goal going towards the axe. It's going to bring him closer and closer towards his boots. Up top though, seems like we have a little bit of action as well. They're going to try and find Tiltman, but Tiltman will find the kill even in his death. So he's finding the goal, but not the EXP for that one.
Yeah, I mean, this is still okay somewhat for the Huskar because at least he got the goal. XP is also fairly important for Huskar because once you hit that level 6, you really unlock the solo killing potential on most of these heroes.
Yeah.
And you can't beat it on the Sand King is a pretty decent answer for the Huskar, at least in the laning phase, because you have the Caustic doing the work as physical damage, not magical.
Yep. I think Sand King might still end up getting his farm in this lane. It seems as if Cullies are quite committed to the fact that they want the Shadow Demon to hang around the Sand King. They're okay sacking the Gyrocopter. And HN6, he's feeling the heat. The telekinesis is there. X marks the spot onto the axe. You got the DK doing a fair amount of damage. The torrent, it's cute to look at, and HN6 is barely going to end up surviving.
Yeah, HN6 is going to need a lot more regen if he wants to stay in this lane. And he only has himself one pair of tangles, and I don't think it's going to be enough. But this is probably also the game where you just start roaming as a Gyrocopter. You get level 5, you start going elsewhere around the map. You can't really kill the Huskar, but you can really set up the Shadow Fiend in the mid lane with your homing missile and your rocket barrage.
Right.
If nothing, at least distract the Lina for a while. Because you definitely can't lane bottom. Especially once this axe has a few levels.
I think the plan for the Gyrocopter, I mean, you want to roam, right? But you at least want boots, a magic stick. Some ideally you'd like an upgrade to your boots, but if you're not finding it, forget it. But get level 6. Get the call down, get the rocket barrage. There's a lot of setup with the disruption and the torrent. And wait, Zeal, that's not how it's meant to be done.
Yeah, I saw that, but
I can actually break down his thought process. He's like, maybe if he sees the TP, he'll start walking backwards and he'll walk backwards into the torrent. But didn't go as per plan.
Yeah, you have the X, you might as well use the X, and that could have possibly been a kill on Blizzard, but looks like there may be an attempt now.
They're using the X now, but the Tombstone is there. Blizzard manning up, he's looking towards Zeal. Zeal will manage to disengage, the Soul Rip not enough. Asuna is there with the disruption, but is there any real follow-up? Dammy with the telekinesis catching Asuna on the sidelines, but he's still alive, still healthy in HN6. Trying his best with the rocket barrage. Blizzard standing in the torrent. He cops a fair amount of damage. Most of it magical, and HN6 might just end up surviving if the battle hunger taking him down, and with the decoy. DK, Pinoy Hunter finds the kill.
Yeah.
Decoy. DK. But look at this, Zeal. We spoke of map control. He's snuck off to the side. Gets himself both bounty runes. Tiltman at least picks up one for the side of of Alpha Esports, and they're going to be okay.
Yep. So, at the moment it seems like the way Cullies are dealing with this 3-hero tri-lane is by sending more heroes bottom.
Right.
It's a noble effort, but in all honesty, an Undying and an Axe, you're never gonna get out scot-free in the lane. So you're really relying on, say, Alpha not getting the kill on the Gyrocopter to really have some sort of value for these supports rotating over. I think they're just better off helping out mid. I mean, you have the Kunkka Shadow Demon, so that's really good setup for a torrent. And Rysel has hit level 6, so he certainly does do a lot of damage to Ask Bankai.
Yeah.
And Ask Bankai, he didn't buy himself a raindrop, so he's a pair of raindrops, so he's gonna have some trouble in the mid lane. I did speak about Lina winning the matchup, but it just looks like Rysel has just dominated the network chats with the Necromastery.
Absolutely, Rysel looking good in the mid lane, and it seems as if the Cullies did want to go up on the Lina, but you've got Dammy with the telekinesis lining up for the LSA, but have they got the damage? Rysel turns, drops the raise, has the fairy fire, kills the Rubik, and he's still alive.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say, Rysel is one killer mid lane, and as I say, that looks like the Sand King ended up falling top. So Tiltman did find the kill. I think it was on the back of this magic wand, probably had a lot of charges on it. Just turns around, finds the kill. Yeah. Well, this is the point where this lane becomes awful for you can't beat it. And you're really hoping that you have some more points in the Sandstorm or you have somewhere else to go on the map. But you can't really lane bottom. I mean, speaking of bottom, actually, I'm so surprised that this Axe is still... Okay, now he's gonna hit level 4. But the level progression on Axe should be a lot faster in this aggressive try lane. I think Pinoy Hunter and Dammy are sapping a bit too much XP from the Axe. So maybe leave him alone for a bit. You know, give him a creep wave or two, both of XP. When you see an opportunity, try and go forward.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to probably look to leave him alone once he gets his Vanguard and maybe his boots. They might even look to find a kill because the Rubik, he's down bottom with the double damage rune, but he's only set up for the Torrent. Dammy caught in the Torrent, tagged by the homing missile, looks to run. The DK is there, but is it enough? Telekinesis buying him time. They've got the Tombstone. They're still healthy, and now Blizzard can turn. He's got the Battle Hunger, but you can't beat it. Rotates on the Sand King, finds the Barrel Strike, but Asuna up top, dropping low, will fall to the Rubik. So it ends up working for the side of Alpha Esports, even with Cully bringing the Sand King down bottom. But now they've got the X marks the spot on the Torrent, and they might finally look to punish the Rubik. Shadow Fiend dropping low at mid, he's going to be okay. Cullies, they'll find the trade. It is a support for a support, and Blizzard trying to just run down this Sand King.
Yep. I must say, Riser in the mid lane, he survived that.
Hold on, I mean, they're still looking to bring down this Axe. 4 heroes will converge upon him. Blizzard finally falls. Asbankai moves bottom, finds Diddley squad, and might end up being punished for this. They've got the Battle Strike on the Sand King. X marks the spot. He's got mana for the Torrent. And Rizel comes in, has a raise, but the Telekinesis buys a little bit of time for Asbankai. Asbankai, hell-bent on finding the Sand King, will end up falling.
Yeah, it's the Soul Catcher there. That Soul Catcher really paid off so that the double raise did its full damage despite the raindrops on Lina.
I think when you look back at this fight, what Alpha Esports have got to recognize is that they've got an Axe, they've got a Husker, both of them extremely difficult to bring down. Once they probably pick up something like a Blink Dagger on the Axe, they should look to 5-man hard. And I just want to see them prioritize the Axe's Blink Dagger. Or maybe just play around the Axe a little smarter but until he gets his Blink.
Yeah, I think you can trace this back to the bottom lane where they took a bit too much of his XP. As a result, 9 minutes and he's still level 4. And this is really not the position you want to be on if you're Axe. Even the Gyrocopter who's
mid lane,
had a hard time.
3 TPs or rather 2 TPs towards the mid lane, but Rise is going to be okay. Tiltman has the life break.
He's not going to fight the juke on the trees and Rise.
And you can't beat it with Tranquil Boots and a Mango moves towards the mid lane. He's healing himself up. The Barrel Strike will hold off the Lina with the life break. Will find himself the Shadow Fiend and look at him pound away on Zeal. He's dropping low. He's got his team to back him up. He's got the armlet as well, and Zeal walks forward. Cops a fair amount of damage. Tiltman gets himself a double kill, but you can't beat it with that Barrel Strike. Will finally take away that dominating streak from the Husker, but he got zombies and a Rubik to worry about, as the Sand King will end up falling as sooner. With the Demonic Purge, looking to find some sort of a trade. They did find 2 cores there. They found the Lina, they found the Husker, and Asuna will clean up on the Rubik as well.
Yeah, I think a bit of a weird engagement.
Yeah, I mean, there was one engagement towards the Dire Tier 1, and there was one engagement towards the Radiant Tier 1. Messy fight. We would have liked to take a look at fight recap, but bottom, there's more action all across as Blizzard. Gotta be careful. X marks the spot coming off cooldown in a second. You got the Rocket Barrage, 2 points in the Torrent, and Blizzard has a Vanguard. No good versus magical damage, will end up falling. But he does manage to get the Gyrocopter as well. What?
Yeah. The Gyrocopter didn't find the last hit. It was actually the Kunkka, so he ends up going down there.
Was that Battle Hunger?
Yeah, that's Battle Hunger because Zeal got the last hit on Axe.
Okay.
I mean, it looked really weird, but yeah. It's because that Zeal took the last hit onto Axe. If it was the Gyrocopter, he would have lived.
I think I'd really like it if production could bring down EXP, because I want to see how much this Axe has suffered because of this tri lane, and he is level 5.
I mean, this is the sign of something going wrong, right? Because you have an Axe with the Vanguard at 11 minutes. That's really nice, but he's still level 5.
Up top though, they're trying to punish Tiltman on the Husker, just holding his ground. They've got the Demonic Purge, they've got the call down as well, and Tiltman with his armlet looks to man up, 1v successful, a defensive disruption even just in case, and this is exactly what HN6 needed. Both of us felt that he needed to rotate. He's found his phase, he's found his Aquil or Aquila, however you like to call it, and he's finding himself kills here and there.
Yeah, but he's also
mid lane though. They're trying to. No, they won't find too much.
Zila's level 6, so it's sort of. I should say you shouldn't really go into a Kunkka with boat because he's just gonna give you 40% magic resistance.
Wait,
down
what?
bottom, though.
Down bottom? Yeah, you can't beat it. He used the Power Strike. I saw him get a creep, but the Battle Hunger didn't go off. And Blizzard, with 3 points in that Power Strike, will not get the kill that he was looking for. Zeal is here with the boat, the Torrent. Is it enough damage? The Pina Hunter comes in from the west. He's looking towards the Sand King. You can't beat it. Juking in the trees and Blizzard. Sent back home with an own charge upon him.
I mean,
he still doesn't find too much.
So he can just like regen back up. He just has to stay back for a while. But Pinoy Hunter, I mean, are they really gonna try to kill the Undying? Yeah, he might just end up falling here because there is a disruption upon him. And Asuna's gonna pick that kill up with the Demonic Purge. So 1 kill going the way of Team Cullies here. Asuna picks that one up. So disruption and Soul Catcher, it's really what did the trick. I mean, the Demonic Purge as well. And while I'm talking about this, looks like the Gyrocopter is going to end up falling top lane. Vivek did time out for a moment. He is going to be back shortly, folks. Don't worry about that. Up until then, I will take you through the game. Tiltman on his Huska at this point, really strong. He's picked up his armlet and he's closing in onto his Sange and Halberd. Now, Halberd is a great item this game, particularly because you're up against the Gyrocopter. Gyrocopter is a ranged hero. And being a ranged hero, the Halberd lasts longer on you. And if you don't have the ability to right-click as a Gyrocopter, you're not going to be able to take down the Huska. So really smart itemization there by Tiltman. Although I still think he's probably going to need a BKB at some point in the game because there are a lot of disables from the side of the Cullies. You're also probably going to have the Shadow Fiend slow, the Torrent slow. You don't really want to be kited as a Huska because if you're kited, then you're not going to be able to get your damage off. While all this is happening, the Shadow Fiend has picked up the drums for himself. This game, drums, I'm not sure how I feel about it, but well, since no one else is building it, that's incentive enough for the Shadow Fiend to build it. Top lane, some action brewing up. Looks like Dammy is going to end up falling here courtesy of the call down. Question is, will Tiltman fall as well? The TP! Just in time! Man, that was close. Tiltman really flirting with death there. But looks like this is an opening for Blizzard to go in bottom, along with the help of Pinoy Hunter. They're going into the trees, they're trying to find Asuna. Is there a call available on Blizzard? Yes, there is, but he's not going to find Asuna! Wow. Okay, Askbank. I think that was probably the problem. 9k ping. It's like a 9-second delay. Not sure what's exactly wrong with the servers, but Vivek also ended up disconnecting. And looks like the side of Alpha Esports are also having trouble. Well, 13 minutes in, the network charts, they're relatively even, but on top of the network charts is the Huska, and right where he should be, in all honesty, because if Huska is not on top of the network charts, he is somewhat useless, because you really need the farm going for Huska. If you don't find farm, if you don't find XP, the Huska does nothing. And Askman guy, he's had a rough time on his Lina. The Huska has in fact done better than the Lina. Mostly because Lina is level 9 and Huska, he's closing in on level 12. I think you can add the fact that he did get a couple of kills here and there. So perhaps that's the reason for his really significant level progression. But apart from that, you do wish that Lina did a slight bit better in the mid lane. I mean, if you look at the lineup of Alpha Esports, they don't have great ways of ganking with apart from the Rubik, and you're really relying on lift back into a stun from the Lina along with the Laguna Blade to take down the Shadow Fiend. If he has a stick and Vivek is back, I'm gonna continue talking. If Lina has if the Shadow Fiend has a stick or something, and if he has something like a raindrops, he can almost guaranteed survive every time, walk away, heat himself back up with the salve. Welcome back, Vivek.
Yep. I'm actually worried for this Lina. I think heroes that are running the mid lane that are kind of dependent on snowballing have to be played with a lot of caution. It's essential that you do well in the first 6 minutes, and it's essential that you don't lose that momentum until the 25-minute mark. And ask Banka, it's not like he died 5 times at mid, he's just been shooting himself in the foot a bit.
I mean, I wouldn't pin it entirely on Ask Bankai, so it's really a gamble on the first creep wave, right? If the first creep wave meets directly below Shadow Fiend's tower, you can last it pretty well. I mean, any competent Shadow Fiend player can get at least 5 to 6 souls if the creep wave meets close to his tower.
Right.
But if it doesn't, then it really favors the other mid lane. And I think that's what happened to Ask Bankai. I think Ask Bankai overblocked a bit, and as a result, Shadow Fiend got the souls.
I think the other thing that I wanted to point out was that rotation he made towards bottom. Completely unnecessary. He went up into the high ground, I think, after the Kunkka died. He gave alone time to the Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend farmed a wave and then came to that fight and then found a kill. And now this Lina is, well, cultured language being used in all chat here. But, I don't blame them. Internet does that to people. I mean, my internet just went unstable for a second. So yeah,
I mean, seems like everybody is running on BSNL these days.
So it's not just BSNL, it's that Delhi's been having... No, Delhi's been... Kunal. Delhi had a thunderstorm or a sandstorm or some storm and...
a static storm?
Yeah, so that storm really affected internet connectivity. They've had electricity issues. I mean, and Delhi is generally a city which runs rather smooth, but like because of acts of God, really, they've been having a hard time with internet.
Mid lane is a fight brewing out here, I think. Ryzen has to be careful.
I think, yeah, so whoever that was, whoever was steeping in, I'm not really sure. I think it was Zeal, but he saw the Undying waiting in the trees and he just cancelled his TP. I like what Alpha are doing. They're starting to group up with the Husker, which is what you want to do. But Tiltman just goes in with a life break. Absolute disrespect. Brings down Asuna, knowing that the disruption was a cooldown. But Ryzel, with the Requiem, finds a kill. Stolen by the Rubik, but he'll fall as well. He died to the illusions of his own Husker. And now, Ryzel might have overstepped a bit too much. Asbankai needs another LSA. Throws out the Laguna, desperately looking for a kill. But won't find it. The mid lane's been frustrating. And Asbankai, he's not going to get redemption anytime soon. The taunt comes through, and with a couple of quick raises, Zeal will net the kill onto the Lina and Pina Hunter all by himself. The Hunter being hunted, nowhere to go. Blizzard walks in, they're walking in one by one with no real sense of purpose, and they might lose the axe as well. Demi on the Rubik, he has respawned. Once again, manages to steal a raise from Ryzel, and with the Zap will find the kill. Finally, Ryzel ends up falling, but Floki, at what cost? I mean, as soon as this fight ends, and it's going to end badly for Alpha as they lose the Rubik once again. I mean, why? What is this, Floki?
Okay, I have no clue, man. This is a clown fest.
It is a clown fest. Now, Zeal is going to get another torrent off that's going to cancel the TP. Blizzard, he's got to be careful. There is the counter helix proccing on the Shadow Demon illusions. Asuna finds a double kill, doesn't have the disruption to save Zeal. Tiltman, at the very least, they'll find themselves the Kunkka, and Pina Hunter tries to find another. Commits the Tombstone, has the Soul Rip, defensive disruption. Well, it's only going to delay the inevitable as Asbanka. I think that's his first kill of the game. Edge and 6 as well as the Sand King haven't even moved mid. I mean, quick request or observer, can we see the fight recap? I'm looking at it. There were 5 deaths, at least 5 deaths. And the Rubik died twice, so it's not even accurate. There were at least 5 deaths on the side of Alpha Esports, while Cullies, it took them only 3 heroes to do all that work. This was the Sand...
Oh, sorry, go on.
Yeah, this was the Sand King and the Gyrocopter not even coming to that fight.
Yeah, and the fight was so long that Shadow Demon actually ended up using 2 demonic purges. The fight started off with the Shadow Demon finding a double kill. It ended with Shadow Fiend finding a double kill. The Shadow Demon finding the double kill. And I just don't know what to say. I mean, it's such a clowny fight. Everybody's going in one by one. They're dying off. Tiltman, he came back in from the grave, and I think that's probably why the Axe wanted to go in, get a call done. But he should have realized that he's low on HP and mana. And if he wants to fight, he probably has to wait for his Blink Dagger. Yeah. I mean, 17 minutes in without your Blink, not really the place you want to be in if you're Axe.
Yeah, I mean, I said this. They had this advantage at around the 9-10 minute mark from the lanes where Blizzard was starting to ask questions of the Cullies, where the Husker was starting to become a problem. And they should have just waited until the Axe got his Blink. Instead, they might lose the Undying at mid. The boat's coming sailing through. They've got the X marks the spot, perfectly done by Zeal. Amy, he's going to try and find a trade. Has the stolen torrent. Uses it well. Sets up for the LSA. They'll find themselves the Shadow Demon. So it's an Undying for a Shadow Demon. Not the worst trade, but not the best trade either for the Cullies. Not really that necessary. But the good news is you can't beat it. Sitting on the high ground near the Radiant Ancients has a Blink Dagger.
Yep, Sand King with a Blink Dagger. You ideally wanted to get it earlier because you're an offlane Sand King, probably somewhere around 13 to 14 minutes, but that's somewhat expected this game because you're against the Huskar. So you can't beat it, still managing to find the Blink Dagger, good for
And look
him.
at that, they'll immediately go mid onto the Lina. Asbanka drops low. So a couple of quick raises. Isel.
I mean, I have to say, Ask Balkais has been having a bad game from the first 10 minutes itself. Like from the first 2 minutes, in fact. The creep wave doesn't meet near his tower, ends up losing a lot of Necromastery souls, starts getting outlasted. Sand King reveals his blink on him, everything just going against him.
Yep, might see another skirmish up top. The boat comes through along with the Demonic Purge, but it isn't enough. You can't beat it on the low ground, looking to channel the Epi, but come on. Rubik has vision from the high ground. He'll blink forward, wait for the Bounce Strike, give it away to the Rubik. But nothing of value is really lost for Cullies as they're finding kills elsewhere. They find themselves the Undying as well as the Huskar and they're searching for more. You can't beat it, has the clarity, the call coming out from the Axe, but Ryzel doesn't give a damn with that double damage rune as Cullies once again find themselves 2 cores, a support and lose nothing at all.
Yeah, that was a weird fight. So Huskar armlet toggled well at the first time, but then he tried to TP out, and while trying to TP out, he had an Urn Charge upon him. And he had a Nerve Vitality, that's the healing spell from Huskar, off to him, but he forgot to use it and died to the Urn Charge. So, a bit of an awkward fight there for Alpha Esports. They incurred a bit more losses than they should have. And good thing is that they have the blink on Axe now, and they don't want to show it right off the bat. Like, they don't want to show it in front of creeps. They want to show it in front of heroes. But Ask Banka, I think he's going to be shown the other side of...
Oh, look at this. Requiem at the enemy shrine. Is that going to be enough? Well, Zeal with the Tidebringer finds the kill and he's chasing for more. He's looking towards the Rubik, drops the Torrent. Not sure if it's going to connect. Actually, the Torrent was for the Axe. Blizzard at his own shrine, standing by his Toon Zone, wants to man up. The life break is there. And Ryzel, well, he has no choice but to man up, but he's going to fall. 2-man Bounce Strike coming through, but you can't beat it. Hasn't got anyone to follow up on that. And he's just going to end up probably falling. The defensive disruption, it is nice. It's going to buy him time. But I'm not sure it's enough. But here comes HN6. The call down, the rocket barrage. It's a triple kill for the Shadow Demon of them all. And HN6 will just get himself 1 kill to his name, that too on the Axe.
I mean,
I don't know. Was he building Shadow Points and stacks after the fight recap?
No, he just got the last hits. Like, he barely got the last hits of the Bat of the Illusion for the Demonic Purge, I think.
I think, yeah, Shadow Demon has the highest KDA on the map. Fun fact.
Wow, he's 12, 5 and 5. But this is really good because the support has items, so he can actually help your carry stay alive.
Absolutely.
This is not at all bad for the Gyrocopter because, well, his support's got a few kills the first 20 minutes, but as long as he gets the kills from now on, he's gonna have a good time.
Quick defensive disruption. X marks the spot under Rubik. You got the Bounce Strike as well. Rubik almost certainly done for the LSA, not doing too much really. HN6 out of there. Tiltman TP's into the Rocket Barrage. But there's no lockdown really for him.
Yep. And Tiltman, you can see he's having a hard time this game, despite being the Huskar. I was sort of confused when they picked up this Huskar in the last phase, but I figured if he has a good laning phase, he's just going to be the classic Huskar and just roll over the side of the Cullies. But the Cullies, they've managed to keep the Huskar in check, especially because of the physical damage that's being pumped out from Ryzel and the Gyrocopter. The blink from the Sand King has also been a pretty big factor this game, especially because he got it off on Ask
Up top, they want to keep fighting. They're channeling the Burrow and the Epi. Both of which will miss. You can't beat it. Can't really connect. And Blizzard with a Blink Dagger looks to turn things around. Misses on the call. They're still looking to chase a Torrent just to hold them off. Both teams really love going at each other. It's non-stop action coming up from both teams. But I think Alpha, they've got to stop and think.
I mean, look at the bottom lane. Ryzel, he is thinking of manning up on a Tiltman. He has a Suna coming in.
Yeah. He's going to have his BKB and once he gets the Silver Edge,
he's baiting him.
Food. They've got the disruption. Setting up for the Requiem might not be ideal, but Tiltman with the life break moves on Asuna, but Asuna with the force staff kiting around Tiltman. Halbert buying time for the Huskar, but the damage just a bit too much, and Ryzel and Asuna teaming up like the Hardy Boys will share the kill amongst themselves, but they have got to be a bit careful. You got the rest of Alpha Esports smoked up, moving towards bottom. Yule Scepter looking for the LSA, perfectly done. Asbanka finds the kill, while elsewhere Blizzard with the call setting up for the Laguna Blade.
Wow, that's a lot of gold for Asbanka. He got the kill on 2 of the highest net worth heroes on the side of Cullies.
Roughly 1,300 gold swing in favor of the Lina.
Oh yeah. That's a lot of XP too. Lena's level 16 now, and the Shadow Fiend was level 18, Shadow Demon was level 14, so that's a lot of XP and gold. So she's gonna have the level 3 Laguna Blade up and running soon. It's really scary if you're the Cullies. I mean, sure, you have the Sanj and Yasha for Gyrocopter, but it still doesn't make you exactly the most tankiest of heroes. You still need the BKB before you can actually think of fighting the Lina and just running at her.
Yeah. Shadow Blade?
I think it's probably to gank. Yeah, this is something that I've seen a lot of Lina players do. They like to build a Shadow Blade. What it basically does is it allows you to gap close and then set up a kill with the Yules. Or if you already have someone with a stun, say an axe, you can get the right click off the Shadow Blade. You have some extra damage and you can burst heroes down, which you may not have been able to burst down previously.
Next item, post the Shadow Blade. I say BKB. You say axe, I say BKB.
I mean, yeah, BKB is actually really crucial this game for Asbank. I completely forgot.
I mean, the Yules is okay. He's all by himself. He's got the Shadow Blade. He's giving his side a little bit of vision. H6 thinks he's on the high ground, but he's being wrapped around here by the side of Alpha. The boat in the torrent coming through will clip on the Rubik, but they'll jump the Gyrocopter down from the low ground. The Rizal with a couple of hits and a race finds himself the lead. And now Alpha, trading a core for a core, are a little unsure about their next step. Deal. He can catch one with the X marks the spot. He's setting up with the Torrent. Blizzard held in place Asuna. Well, it seems as if the supports want to fight, but the cores on the side of the Cullies will just back off.
Yeah. You can't beat it. He's trying to farm up an Ethereal Blade. I'm not entirely sure why that's the case.
So he's going for an Earth Blade. At best, it protects you from physical damage coming up from the Huska. Maybe the zombies.
But you still have Lina, who's just going to be
smacking though, Blizzard with the call finds the Kunkka. You got a good defensive disruption and only going to draw away Alpha from the Kunkka, but not for long. The Torrent is skewed. Seal making them work for it with that Blade Mail. Really wants to be on the front line. But they get the kill and they get a dominating streak. Yeah. Cullies, they worked hard. They found the lead, but their supports are valuable. Not very valuable, but if you're an underfarmed hero on the side of Alpha, a kill on one of these supports is worth a lot.
I mean, Sand King still has 4k unspent net worth in his bank account right now. I think you should utilize it. Maybe build the Yule Scepter. Yule Scepter wouldn't be too bad this game. You can just hold the axe in the air when he calls. Sort of prevent a lot of spin damage. Maybe even pick yourself up something like the axe. Not too bad this game. The long range initiation and counter initiation is really good.
Yeah.
But we'll see if he wants to go for the S-Blade. I'm just trying to think of the reasons why he'd go for the S-Blade.
I think it's to keep his friends and allies alive. It's also not too bad, right? There's a fair amount of magical damage.
But, I mean, like you said, man, there is indeed a lot of fair amount of magical damage on Cullies. But the same is there on the side of Alpha Esports. You look at the Lina.
The Lina, really.
Yeah, she's just going to be smacking a lip. She sees an S-Blade target, that's her ulti is going to pop.
Yep, that's what would be ideal for that Lina. Blizzard goes in with the call, finds himself the Shadow Fiend, quick defensive disruption, perfectly done here. With the Demonic Purge, he'll control the axe. Rizal with the Requiem finds himself the axe. HN6 dropping low, has the call on Rizal, cleaning up on the backlines, finds himself a double in Tiltman, all by himself. No one to fight beside him, tries to man up, looks towards you, can't beat it, but he's going to get controlled and kited with the X marks the spot and the Torrent for the second time in a row. Rizal from the low ground will look to find himself a kill, but this time he's punished. You can't beat it, goes back in, has the Burrow Strike. Maybe with the X marks the spot and the homing missile, they have enough, but they chained both those spells, and Asbanka got off his Yule Scepter, looks to turn, once the Sand King will find it, but that's only an invitation for Zeal to get off another X marks the spot. The LSA connects, Asbankai still has his Shadow Blade and Zeal. He's got one sentry to work with, Asbankai. He's flirting with danger here. Zeal has the X marks the spot, but he's lost vision.
Oh, Blind Torrent, can he find a Zeal? To your spidey senses tingle. Looks like the answer's going to be no. I mean, Asbankai juked to the south and Zeal is searching up north.
I think this sentry barely gave him vision of the Lina.
Yeah, the
I'm looking at its AoE. The one he planted to get the D ward off. And yeah, I think Lina was just outside the sentry AoE.
Yeah. Well, guess what? We're both wrong. Lina picks up a Desolator. Looks like she wants to add into the physical damage department against the Shadow Fiend.
I don't mind it. I mean, she's getting the
gold
gold quickly, but we might see fights where she's going to be missing that BKB, and we might see fights where that Earth Blade might start to make all the difference as well.
Yeah, this is a 12k net worth advantage for Cullies, but the game's still relatively even, I have to say.
Absolutely.
This. Because you have the Huskers who's still, I mean, managing to be relevant in this game, much to my surprise. Wasn't expecting him to do this well, in all honesty. Maybe if he had a good lane, yes, but...
Dammy in the mid lane.
He's gonna die.
I think... Mind. I don't know, he's got backup. The call is there. There comes Lina with the Desolator. Looks towards the Shadow Demon. Asuna, still alive, has the Demonic Purge, or rather, the Shadow Poison as well as the Soul Catcher, but will end up falling to the LSA. Another LSA, this time onto the Sand King. And Asbanka is starting to farm up on these skills.
Yep, finally this Lina seeing some semblance of farm in this game. I think it was really crucial for her to start snowballing like this. This is where she was supposed to be at this point of the game.
She's got here, despite the hard laning start. She's got here, and I think, I mean, a lot of praise definitely goes towards the Lina, but the Cullies have also started to slack a bit. I think both these teams are good, but they have these streaks of indiscipline in. I think it's going to boil down to who shows the most discipline when it really matters.
Yeah, I mean, Ryzel has been showing a lot of discipline. I'm really, should I say this?
You're a fan of
happy
Ryzel.
With this play. Yeah, I'm a big Ryzel fan, man. He's been playing really clutch in this mid lane. His mechanical skill, I think it's up there with like 6.5k, even 7k players. Every single fight you see him take, every single time he uses any of his items, any of his spells, it's just so efficient.
Ask Bankai. It's like you, I mean, I don't know, you spark something in him. Everyone's looking to impress one and all, but they've got the homing missile and they're walking up into a Husker. Husker has the inner vitality. The call with the blade mail axe, trying to do as much as possible, but it isn't enough. The Cullies don't care. They pop their BKBs, they clean up on the axe as well as the Husker. And Alpha, they're sent packing.
Yeah, Lina was not in a position to follow up with a Light Strike array because she was very low on HP, and the Undying TP'd in super late as well, so he couldn't keep the axe alive. And I mean, Ryzel, well, he just used a Silver Edge, so there's no magic resistance on Husker, and then you just pop your ultimate, so Husker takes full Requiem damage. Nothing he can do about that. And now Ryzel is going for an Eye of Skadi. I'm not sure how I feel about this, but it is a really good item to guide the Husker, if nothing else.
Wait, Alpha, they gotta be careful.
Oh, the Sandstorm?
I heard a stray epicenter. What's it gonna find really? Looking towards the Pina Undying, they're gonna find that kill. Demi barely survives, but not for long. Ryzel will chase him to his grave and will hunt him with that Shadow Rays. And now Cullies, they're pushing for a tier 2 tower. 30 minutes in, they've amassed a significant advantage, and it's about time they start pressuring for objectives.
Oh yeah, 30 minutes, and this is where you start taking out all the tier 2 towers. You restrict the map control. Exactly what Ryzel and I mean exactly what Cullies are doing. Keep saying Ryzel, man. I think I'm just a big fanboy.
Yeah, but there are TPs coming in. It seems as if Alpha want to fight this, but Tiltman won't really find anyone with that TP. Ask Bankai. Nowhere in the vicinity. He's TPing in onto his shrine. It seems as if Alpha want to pursue this.
Yep. I mean,
nope.
Well,
they're just gonna back up.
Yeah, they're just gonna back up.
It's a good time to look at Dire Vision really. And I think all they've got is that one ward in the mid lane, and look at Cullies. They're controlling at least one part of the map.
Yeah, they're controlling the top part, just like the natural progression in any game of Dota. The Radiant takes control of the Dire jungle, and the Dire takes control of the Radiant jungle.
And it seems as if they're looking to reclaim some control. But their smoke will get dispelled courtesy the Sand King and Cullies. They're moving up towards the high ground, but Asuna will be caught with his pants down. The LSA, the call is set up for a torrent and a boat, but there's no real follow-up from the side of the Cullies. And Amy, he's going to steal the boat himself, will drop it. They've got control for the Kunkka and Zeal. Although he had a haste rune, might not end up surviving. Okay, he's going to get away, and here comes Ryzel. As the Requiem applies the break onto the axe, Zeal will finally end up falling. Axe chase him down. Ask Bankai though. He's looking towards Ryzel. Amy walks in, H6 pops his BKB, sees a Rubik, and a Rubik at this stage of the game is just food for a Gyrocopter. Nice power strike coming up from You Can't Beat It, cleaning up onto that Lina, and they find the axe as well. Peanut Hunter and Tiltman, they're hugging the shrine, but it isn't available, and they might just be caught with their pants down once more. Nice power strike, setting up for more, but the question is, have the Cullies got damage with the silver edge they have? Rizal finds himself a mega kill streak, and Cullies, they're knocking on high ground. Now, you got buyback on everyone on the side of Alpha Esports. The question is, do they want to buy back for this?
I mean, you have to buy back at this point, because if you just lose a set of frags, you're going to have a hard time holding up.
Oh, you can't beat it. Power strike, nice to look at, but...
Okay, just quick point out. Rizal got a raise on an Invis Lina, who just grabbed in.
Was she Invis, or did she just pop a Shadow Blade?
Look at what I'm drawing. So Lina grabs the Invis rune from here. She starts walking towards this place, and this is exactly where Shadow Fiend raises, and he finds the kill on Lina.
Okay, I'm looking at up top also, where Peanut Hunter has dropped the Tombstone. He's looking at Eve and Blizzard, whiffing on the call, but they might still chase. They've got the Soul Rip coming out from the Undying, the Stolen Power Strike, one connect. He's got the Yule Scepter, the Dunk, whiffed. But despite this symphony of fails, they'll finally find themselves the Sand King. They're looking towards Rizal. Once again, no detection on the axe, but the call on point. Blizzard, has he got any real follow-up from his team? And the answer is he hasn't. Rizal pops his BKB, turns towards the Undying, brings him down, looks towards Damie, who hits the shortest Butter Strike in the history of Butter Strikes and ends up falling. Blizzard, once again, the call is nice, but it's just a Shadow Fiend without any units around him, and it does diddly squat. In fact, it sets up for a boat and a Requiem, and Asuna still finding kills. Asbankai walks in from the back with that Shadow Blade, but eats a Spirit Vessel, looks towards the Shadow Fiend, which he will not find, and now Tiltman. One by one, Alpha Esports keep moving to deal with the Cullies lineup in this top lane, and one by one they'll all fall. All they found was a Shadow Demon and a Sand King, and honestly, Floki, it wasn't worth it.
Yep. I mean, Lina just going far forward trying to find the Shadow Fiend kill. At this point, Shadow Fiend is level 25, so he hits like an absolute truck. He has a +3 damage per soul talent.
Yeah.
Per soul, not per soul.
I think Alpha are going to be a bit disappointed with themselves, because they know they're much better than this. I think it's twice in the game that they just run in one by one and died.
Yeah, I think it was the big clowny fight in the mid lane where like Shadow Demon got himself an ultra kill, divided in 2 parts.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the triple kill was at the Dire Offlane secret shop. The ultra kill, or he got himself a flurry of kills near the Radiant Ancient. Not sure if it was an ultra kill or not, but I think you don't want to repeat the same mistake twice within the course of one game.
Yep.
And I think this Huskar pick, I'm honestly a bit surprised. It's been a safe practice in the past to have one defensive support with this Huskar. He's all by himself. He started falling off in terms of net worth. Just look at the individual net worth charts.
I have. It's alright now. I see what you're talking about. Huskar below the Shadow Demon, not the place you want to be in. Hell, Asuna, he has the Axe Scepter, so he's gonna break the the Huskar passive every single time he uses Purge.
And it's 3 charges. So he
can
apply it on the Axe, or 3 cores.
Or he can just apply it on Huskar for 21 seconds and render him useless.
I don't think it takes that much to really shut down this Huskar.
Purge number 1. And that's it. Okay. Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah. I mean, they've got the break coming out from Rizal as well. And I remember having this discussion with you when you're ahead in the Shadow Fiend. Do you want to go Butterfly or Skadi? You made very valid points for the Butterfly, but Rizal's gone for the Skadi.
Yep.
Oh, Blizzard goes in, hesitates, gets the call, but the disruption on point, and Rizal will man up. Heck, they tapped out.
What?
They've tapped out.
Oh,
I didn't catch that either.
Yeah, I didn't catch a GG. Wait, do I have any of these players muted? No, I don't.
I don't know. They definitely tapped out. I think considering both the Lina and the Huskar were dead, they felt they didn't have much of a shot at defending.
Probably. Okay, so I think this is also one thing we need to think about. It might have been the ping issues for Alpha Esports, because they were disconnecting earlier. They did have 9k ping on Lina. Maybe that's the reason they lost. I'm just trying to cut them some slack.
I mean, yeah, I'm going to cut them some slack. They're playing in Delhi. They've been some sorts of natural oddities.
That's it for today. I'm going to throw it over to the panel who will take you through the game.
Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the studio segment of the ESL India Premiership 2018. Wow, what a game. I still do not understand why that Huskar was picked.
Well, that was a wild Huskar. That was a wild Huskar pick, by the way. But sadly, it did well for them for a bit. Just overall, just didn't work out for him. Actually, you're having some mic problems right now, but that's okay.
Yeah. Apparently, my wires are. Can people hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Wonderful. Apparently, I was informed they couldn't hear me, and I was like, how could they not hear me?
But listen, back to the game. They had a 30,000 gold lead, and I think around 30k experience lead also.
Do you want to also send Ashirwad?
To who?
Like the teams. Just in general, because such exemplary gameplay. 30,000 gold advantage in a Dota 2 game is...
That's quite a lot. And these guys did end up giving up a tad bit early. I guess they realized there was nothing. Remember, the whole, especially at the last 10-15 minutes of the gameplay, we saw how Cullies was literally fighting with 3 heroes, whereas Shadow Fiend and Gyrocopter were just farming the whole time. All the fights were just happening between Kunkka, Sand King, and Disruptor.
There was no team fight.
Disruptor, Shadow Demon with his disruption. So with these 3 were fighting, the other 2 cores were farming the whole time. And whenever a Gyrocopter or a Shadow Fiend joined the fight, it was just one-sided. They had so much farm and so much damage that they were bringing to the team fights. It was absolutely devastating for the other team. They were making a great comeback with the Lina. They got key kills, but again, the kills were normally coming in with the 2 of the supports and everything. So it was good to see them catch the gyro once out of the blue. So that was a good kill going in their favor. However, just everything mounted to another, and so much physical damage coming in these fights and the armor reduction. It was just, there's nothing these teams could do with the lead that was mounting on because the Cullies. There's just nothing Alpha could do to come back, and it's sad to see them lose yet another game. Cullies will, of course, enjoy the win there, because that means they're going to move on from the 8th position to maybe a 7th or a 6th position.
They've secured 3 points from this game.
But
so
Alpha, man, another set of matches lost. They are still not
lost it. This match was lost it to them.
Still not enough wins, by the way. Alpha is clearly not doing so well, and it'll be hard to see them.
It'll be hard to let them go to the Challengers League, but then again, it's not with any harsh feelings. It's the fact that probably Challenger League would be able to help them nurture their skill sets, their drafts, and whatever they need to focus on as a group.
Team chemistry, that's a big one. You need to spend a lot of time together as a 5-man team. Maybe Challenger is the right place for them right now to figure their team out together, and maybe if they want to make some changes, maybe they want to move the substitute in or substitute out. There's a bunch of options there. However, Masters League clearly not the place for Alpha as of right now. Purely speculating
on the score line and the gameplay.
The score line. If things were a little different as far as the score line went, maybe I would change my opinion. But my opinion right now is based completely on
the standings.
The standings right now. At 12th position with 0 victories so far, Alpha, you guys need to really put some hard work in there. And it's not like, again, we see great potential coming out of the team. We saw great Lina play there, and she was absolutely devastating. I would say maybe the supports could have done a bit more in the game there. Maybe the Axe and the Rubik could have come out a bit more. However, again, these guys are much, they have a better game sense than us at the moment. We can only wish them best of luck, and we can't do much there because the supports could have done better.
Everybody,
Lina was absolutely devastating.
Like collective, like multiple drops make an ocean. It's about your individual skill sets coming in together to be one large skill set of a team, and then like the synergy, the communication between the team. Like it's how in CS there was a point of time when Manan and Mithil wouldn't be like separate. Like they would both be in the same team because, and it was not just because they are friends. They know. They don't need to communicate through a spoken word. Okay, I'm doing this. They both know when it comes to CS. They know ki acha ye hone wala. This is what Mithil is going to do. So Manan is going to do this. Or if Manan is going to do this, Mithil is going to do this. That kind of synergy helps in teams.
Yes,
and
it
I
does.
think
it definitely does, and maybe that's exactly what they require right now. A better synergy, some more team game matches played, but I feel a little bad for Alpha right now.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's not just Alpha. It's just the sad fact that they're on the bottom of the table here today. It's with any team in the relegation pool for that point of matter. Like all the 4 teams in Dota 2 who are getting relegated. It's not just Alpha.
And there's other big names also there. Like it's not just Alpha. I believe the council is kind of sitting pretty low.
Yeah.
Also
So it's saddening to see such great talent, like, you know, going away into Challenger League.
Yeah.
But then again, it's for a greater good. It's for the fact that when we see them, hopefully in during the winter finale, the winter season, then it is going to be bombastic, because those guys coming in. So it's like the juvenile detention program they show in like Hollywood films. Ki bacche ko bhej diya uske andar, and then the kid comes out with like vengeance and like vendetta. And
that's an interesting.
So Council, Akatsuki, and Nefarious Esports, apart from
again great names from last year.
Yeah, and Council has won the Challenger 2 in Bengaluru, if you remember. Yes. So that's what I'm saying. So it's like the juvenile detention center. It's not that you're bad teams. It's just that we want you to be better. Yeah. Probably the Masters League currently is not an inviting place for your skill sets and for your team. A Challenger League time period can definitely encourage.
You know what? I do want to point out Akatsuki. They were like the semi-finalists. They were in the quarterfinals actually in the winter.
Yeah.
So such changes coming on
just after
few months. It's few months. We've seen top tier teams just kind of gliding away into relegation zone. But there has been some changes in Council's team. They've replaced.
So Jin's left them. He's going to study.
There is something to see there, and there's so much to learn for all these teams. So I really do wish all the teams good luck. There's great teams that are sitting in challenges. This would be great learning for you guys. You need to keep on fighting. You need to keep getting better. That's what ESL India Premiership is. It's a constant ladder to get to the #1 spot.
But that's going to be just, let me remind you, that's the case till just the fall season.
Wait, what happens? So there's no ladder after that?
No, there is a ladder. I'm not talking about the ladder. I'm talking about motive here.
Yeah.
Because after the fall season, whoever comes in from the Challenger League makes their way up top to the Masters League. They're out there for blood.
Yeah.
If they are any of these 4 teams, any of these, Nefarious, Alpha, Council, Akatsuki, these are 4 big names for the Masters League, okay? If any of these, like even if 1 of these teams comes back from the Challenger League, they are not coming back to win, Gautam. They're coming back to shame every single thing being team hero standing in their way. And that, ladies and gentlemen, should be the mental fortitude once when you come back to the Masters League. Remember, I kept saying it all throughout these 40+ days. Masters League is a shark pool. Either you be a bunch of piranhas and stick together so that even if you try to get gobbled up, you bite back as a team. Or either you just be a shark and just open your mouth. The piranhas will just float in and like food. It's like that. It's a simple logic. But remember, to get your dosage of non-stop for 3 hours non-stop live stream of Indian esports, top-class esports, this is the channel you need to visit, ESL India Premiership on YouTube. You need to press that subscribe button. You need to press that bell icon button so that you don't miss any further updates from us. In fact, if you're missing some real masala from esports news and esports world, well, you could check out our Facebook page, Nordwin Gaming. Actually, our Facebook page of Nordwin Gaming. Did I say on not? So Facebook page of Nordwin Gaming every Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 8 p.m. IST, where you can find Zara and Jella Gonzalez coming to you with some really, really up-to-date esports news coming from the country and from around the world. Well, this is what we have for you guys in today's edition of the ESL India Premiership 2018 Summer Season Masters League, brought to you by Omen by HP, HyperX, Intel. I'm your host, Vagish Godslayer Bhan. Gautam has managed to go to TI and get himself this shirt. Sad, as you can see. Look at me, look at him. Like, the difference is very clear that this guy is privileged.
What? Just because I have a t-shirt?
I'm just kidding. Rick Gentle Giant here. It brings to you every day the cast of Clash Royale and sometimes DOTA with me.
Yep.
Gautam?
Yes.
I think it's about time we bid them goodbye for today.
Yes.
With the promise that we'll be back again tomorrow. Same time, same place.
Are you ready?
They say gaming is easy. They say this is not a job. They say it's a waste of time. But we kept at it. Got better. We grinded, leveled up, and conquered. We are gamers. We are the ESL India Premiership, powered by Omen by HP.
Guy's out.
That was beast.
Game, record, and stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
The ESL India Premiership 2018 has 3 seasons: summer, fall, and winter. The summer season takes place from April to June, while the fall season runs from July to September. Finally, the winter season takes place from October